You want me to start? I'll start. It's about 1:40. Okay.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
But tonight, they are facing the Tar Heels here at Chapel Hill. And great to have you with us tonight as we are underway. Syracuse will take the first shot. Will attempt the long distance shot. Swishes in a three. Approaching the final minute before halftime at Chapel Hill. Osai slots the ball away. Triggers to Wilson on the spin. Waits and reverse lays it in. White collects, toss to Council. Council answers the triple. Look to Killer. Nice. Lob to be Dunga, and they throw it down. Flory, sit, catch, and shoot. And Rosario swoops in for the rebound.
That's why they recruited him.
Oh, and Peterson way downtown, and he knocks it down.
Coach Hoiberg, I mean, he's the ultimate professional, first of all. So, he's been in situations like this before. Personally, I haven't, right? So he's been in situations like this. So just learning from him and seeing the poise, the professionalism that he has, it's just trickled down to our staff, and making sure that we're echoing the same message that he is to our guys, and just making sure that we're all locked in, because, we go back to the goals, the individual goals that meetings that we had with our guys in the summer. We haven't achieved anything yet, So we, they laid that down for us, and, coaches continue to remind them that guys were in a good spot.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You're so phony.
What do you mean?
I'm good.
I'm great.
Dude, you went to bed with violence. You woke up choosing violence.
Having a great
Much
day.
like Tyronn Lue being asked about James Harden. By the way, it's back to being fat James Harden.
Well, yeah, because he wants to get traded, so he has to bulk up. In 4 days after the trade, he'll look like he just went on a juice cleanse.
This dude is a topic of conversation. He is a legitimate coach killer.
Not just a coach killer, he's also one of the biggest losers in NBA for a good player. I want to context that, right?
Yeah, he
definitely
chose violence.
For a MVP level player, he's one of the biggest losers of all time.
It drives me crazy.
That's not a hot take. He's famously melted down in the playoffs.
Hey, so T. Lue, he was getting ready to get his side game, right? He's like, man, don't ask me about this guy. Don't ask me about this guy. Hey, by the way,
the tipping point for James Harden's fun, though, because you could see the exact moment where he went from coach killer to just trade him.
Yeah.
There was hey, I'm good enough where you have to fire your coach to
yeah, let's move on from this guy. But remember, we made fun of him in the offseason because I was like, people are really going to have conversations about this dude.
Yeah, and he was playing well for a month.
And it's like, we're back to this again, huh?
It's my favorite. It's my second favorite Clippers storyline after what if Kawhi stays healthy?
You're like,
yeah, okay, sure. It's like, what if Ben Simmons decides he likes basketball again? What are we going to do?
Wow.
What if Zion decides that, hey, maybe nutrition's important? What if Luka goes for a jog every now and then? You know what I mean? These are things that aren't happening. It doesn't appear.
Oh, shoot. What if Tua doesn't use words like dope?
What if Tua's brain isn't scrambled eggs? It'd be incredible.
Oh, that's foul.
Am I wrong? How many times you going to put that guy out there after he hits the fencing post? Stop it.
I had scrambled eggs. So that's funny. Wait, take a stab. I'll give you within 3 eggs.
Okay.
So I was at Pie Zones Wednesday, 3 dozen eggs. How many eggs do you think I've eaten since Wednesday?
You personally?
Week? Yeah.
Okay. Since Wednesday, so we're at about a week?
Almost, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say you go through...
Counting sucks.
Gee, this is what we're on today, huh?
I don't control the drops. I'm going to say you eat 3 a day. I'll round up a little, call it 20.
16.
Okay, I should have rounded down a little. I was close though.
Yeah.
It's in the neighborhood.
Anyway, I don't even know why I thought of that.
Well, because I said that to his brain scrambled eggs. That's why.
That's what it is. Oh, so a guy's got a funny sense of humor, right?
Yeah.
Let you know, slaps your wrist. So yesterday, Ryder Zoe, she's sick. She got called at school. Running a temp, whatever, and she's kind of hungry, but she's not hungry. She's kind of hungry. So, sometimes she wanted some bananas, but one thing I know she does like is, and it's one of the few things that I'll buy out and waste. So hold that thought.
Okay.
So there's a place relatively close to me that she likes chicken meat pulling it off the bone, but she doesn't like the skin.
Okay.
So it's a complete waste to get fried chicken, like a complete waste, because 88% of that is
the skin.
The skin.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So we're gonna take one for the team. I get this minimum, right? Little 3-piece, super fresh, whatever. Which, by the way, I still think it's in my toaster oven. So I looked, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they have my vice. They had ham pies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they had blueberry.
Oh,
It's like seeing a unicorn.
Yeah, you don't see those hardly at all.
It's like seeing a unicorn. They try to fool you every now and again with mixed berry.
Yeah, no, it's all like apple and cherry mostly. You get some chocolate.
So they had peach. They had all the fruits.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was like, I walked by the aisle. This is funny, Shane. I'm 50 years old. I walked by this aisle 3 times in a little place. So I'm sure the lady who didn't really speak
Sorry, TK goes, they had tequila there?
Maybe.
I think you said when you had your vice.
No, this is not a place to get. Although, no, this would be a place to get a Smirnoff level tequila.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not about that.
It's like your Cuervo life up in there.
Yeah, I can't. That's one thing you can't do knockoff or bad.
Sure. Yeah.
It's awful.
The cliff from quality tequila to discount tequila
is like eating.
It is definitely more than 6 feet from the edge. You know what I mean?
Like I'm thinking maybe 6 feet.
No, 6 feet's really far down.
And maybe 6 feet. So that's like plain label potato chips.
Oh, okay.
Huge cliff when you get bad chips.
For sure. I would have bad chips over bad alcohol, though.
So hold all these thoughts.
Anyway,
my
sorry,
mind
continue.
is running all over the place. So I looked. It's not big enough. So she doesn't.
This is the person that's working there you're talking about?
She doesn't speak near as fluent of English as I do.
Okay, fair.
Okay, so
fair.
I'm like, man, she's probably gonna think I'm just casing the joint.
Yeah,
I'm so insecure.
You pace for a little bit. It gives a vibe.
And it's probably like 350 square feet.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, fudge, do I don't? I'm like, no, man. I've been good. No. Your boy bought 2. 1 peach, 1 blueberry.
I mean, listen, you gotta treat yourself every now and then.
I'm surprised you didn't buy all the blueberry.
So no, I'm really good. So Shane, I've torn one of those in half before. This was before things. I've torn one in half before and threw away the rest.
Oh,
I have chewed it.
Oh, come on,
and
man.
spit it out.
Come on, man.
Listen, man, we're in the tree of trust.
All
right?
right.
You already think I'm weird.
No, that's tough though. That's tough.
So I'm letting Bella out last night. It's like 10:30,
and
I'm hungry because all I had for we did I did like a ribeye, and it was in this Asian themed.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, but I just had that was it with the mushrooms. So I'm kind of hungry. I need to go to Next Gen and get something to trick my brain because it's usually not a sugar thing. So I'm like, man, I got those pies. It's like, man, I just eat half.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna eat half. Shane, I pulled that thing apart. Listen, I pulled that thing apart. It was like not quite hardened cement.
The inside?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
there was no goo, no pull,
no.
no nothing. It's dark in my kitchen, right?
Oh,
I
that's
laughed.
disappointing.
I looked up and I was like, "Look, man, I wasn't gonna eat it anyway." You even have to. You even have to do it like that.
Trying to help you out, man.
Oh yeah. So for laughs and giggles, I was like, let me see if the peach is like this too.
Yeah.
Listen, if I threw that thing at you, you're going straight to sleep.
Feel like Tua?
Oh yeah, nah.
Have one of these.
I'm like, how do you guys get away with selling these? Now it's cool. I'll throw them away because that I wasn't, fine.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe the consistency.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Oh,
I will say every once in a while you do get bad consistency on those things, and it is inedible.
yeah. So that would
Like-
be like the equivalent. You ever had a mozzarella stick and you try to get
Oh.
a cheese pull and that joker like breaks clean?
It's like a bread, like breaks
Yeah,
in half, like
yeah.
a crouton.
It looks like a cross section of, a tree trunk, and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, that ain't good.
You're like, that's gonna be a no from me, dog.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't buy a bunch.
No, I wasn't going to anyway, but that just let me know. And can you believe I wasted the chicken on this little girl?
Yeah, you have a soft spot for her.
I just want her to eat.
Yeah. Well, especially when she's, not feeling well. Alex says, spit it out, leave it on the counter for leftovers the next day.
Dude, there are animals. I'm not like a dung beetle. They're like animals that do that. They.
Oh,
emulsify it
yeah. And then they like spit out and they eat again.
No, but I do that sometimes. I've done that.
Wait, you've done what?
I've chewed food
Yeah.
to get the taste. I did not
Oh.
swallow.
You haven't like gone back for it though.
No.
Okay, that's what you were talking about. Dung beetles doing that. I was like, wait a second, what? I thought you were talking about like. Okay, sorry.
No.
I just had to clarify. I'm already worked at Flaky Jake's choosing violence
Hey,
in the chat.
Listen, I very seldom warn you.
Yeah. Oh no, you told me. Yeah.
I've known Jake almost longer than Jake is a legit day oneer. I'm going back to like
TK, that's foul.
13. What TK said.
He goes, do you think Tua can spell his own last name now?
That's not very nice.
That's foul, TK.
Golly. Jake is certifiable.
No, he popped in with some Darryn Peterson comments.
He is certified. Oh, he's gonna get you. Hey, listen. So I'm gonna warn TK or Flaky Jake. I walked in this. This is on the heels of one of the more heated text exchanges in our group text. It happens from time to time.
Yep.
It's typically not between. Matt typically isn't involved where it's prolonged.
No.
Matt will let it ride.
Almost always involves me.
You came back and got it, and I was like, "This dude is pissed."
I'm just annoyed.
It goes back.
It was the one
you
line.
Gave the gift, the meme, the whatever. Then I come in this morning. I'm like, "Hey, it's Tuesday. It's a nice day.
Hey, what's
Maybe
up? Hello.
you want tacos." I just watched Rise of the 49ers again.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched it yet. I need to.
I'm not even going to spoil it for you, but I'm just telling you, this guy right here is so I had to check around.
Mm-hmm.
He's not doing well.
Oh, no.
No.
That's tough, man.
Caregiver the whole nine.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, so I don't think he was going to be part of that doc because this has been ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I'm like, he'll be all right. It's going to be 33 today. Might be able to get back outside for Black History Month.
That's right.
Nope. I walk in. This dude I said, hey, what's up, man? What's up? Hey, you're looking a little surly this morning, man. You mad?
Never.
Yeah.
It makes me irrationally angry.
This dude came to work mad over Darryn Peterson.
I came to work mad over Matt DeMarinis. I want to be clear here. I want to give the context. This is much like your Keaton Wagler thing. This is within the context of, yes, he's in that top tier of players.
I feel like this is a little Jeremiah Smithy.
Sure. The narrative around him is
he can't match. You don't think?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
That's accurate. He can't.
Jeremiah Smith's a great player.
Absolutely.
I just don't think he's just not what everybody tells me.
And he's not so much better than these other great wide receivers that we've seen at Ohio State over the last however many years, right?
Yeah.
Like if he has a better career than Jackson Smith and Jigba, like good on him.
Is Suave's on one too?
Oh. All right. What I don't really know. Miles is one of his children. I know that. It's hard to keep track. He's got several. But it's just 3. It's just 3.
Definitely chill. Yeah, see, you don't want I bet his wife's kind of tough. She may come off the top.
Oh,
Was
no,
she Macho Man you?
For sure.
Or Super Jimmy? She's much younger, so she's
She
probably going to know more Macho Man than Snuka.
So
or maybe Rey Mysterio.
I think the
That's tough. Hey, look, he's back.
Juan.
Juan, where have you? Stop saying his name like that. Juan, where have you been, man? Where have you been, Juan? I was missing him. I asked about him for like 4 days. 3 days.
Did, yeah. He was MIA.
Yeah, I need an explanation, buddy.
No, Rico's wife. I understand why he likes me because she's mean like I am.
Yeah, well,
funny but mean.
Well, I've never seen any.
I probably won't put that one up.
So Darryn Peterson.
Joe Good got away with it last week.
Oh,
that's fine. He can.
I feel like it's
he's
got more leeway than Headley does. I'm guessing.
I don't know. I don't know about Headley.
I'm guessing.
Oh boy, here we go.
Guessing.
Here we go.
Look at A-Train. Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
What if Juan doesn't play like that? No, Juan is sarcastic. He got at me for a while.
I mean, like if you're in this chat and listen to this show, I feel like you kind of have to be about that life.
Yeah, kill or be killed.
Yeah, like it's.
Place. So go ahead with the Darryn Peterson thing.
Here's what got me mad, right? Obviously, he had 2
You realize I cheer for a guy that put a ham leg on his head.
Yeah,
leave Sam alone. By the way, there's a Super Bowl this week, and you'd never know.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about it at some point, probably.
Oh, fudge.
But here's my problem with the Darryn Peterson thing: is the narrative is gotten out of control on Darryn Peterson because.
Were you listening to Billis at all during that crazy run he went on in the first half?
Yeah.
Oh, he'd have had. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, like the narrative has gotten out of control because this dude only plays about half the time. That's problem number 1.
You have Darwinism on your bingo card this morning.
No, but I agree, Jose.
So Joe Good may be the most different from what I thought originally.
Really?
He came in kind of mild-mannered, educator. Nah, he's a throat slitter.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you're around kids, Joe Good?
Problem number 1 is he only plays about half the time. And like last night, when he plays the whole time, he disappears for half the time. I put him on a milk carton the entire second half until that last 2 minutes. Problem number 2. We're talking under 2 assists a game. My man's does not do anything for anybody else at any point, ever. Right? So that's problem number 2. Problem number 3 is where I'm watching this game last night, knowing full well that he had a nice first half, right? Does his little thing in the first half, and then is just.
You mean against BYU?
I'm talking.
He didn't play. He wasn't good in the first half.
Yes, he had a good first half against BYU.
He was okay.
He was fine in the first half against Tech, and then
tenure. That AC, he's in the deal.
Is just full on milk carton in the second half until, as Matt DeMarinis would call it, he decides to start toying with college basketball. And here's my question.
I always feel bad when you do these when people can't defend themselves.
Listen, he doubled down last night in the chat. I feel fine here.
Might have to get old DeMarinis on here to talk NBA trade deadline and some other stuff.
Here's the problem.
Cartoons.
Is
DC Marvel.
If you're so good that you're toying with college basketball.
So is that what set you off?
Yes. It was he's just toying with college basketball now is what set me off. Because he was 3 for 12 before that. If I'm so good that I'm toying with college basketball, I think at some point I'd be like, hey, I don't want to shoot 25% from the field.
So what if he meant, and I haven't talked to him. I didn't side text. I didn't do anything. But what if he was talking about he's just going through the motions of being in college?
Then that's worse.
But to his point.
That's not what he meant, though.
he could step on the gas when he wants to.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Okay.
That's not how I took it. If that's what he meant, maybe. But when his explanations after did not lead me to believe that. It led me to believe he could do whatever he wanted.
Fair.
That's how I took it.
Fair.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
when I think of somebody toying with college basketball, I think of Zion his freshman year at Duke.
No, Chris Jackson.
Sure.
You too young for Chris Jackson?
Yeah, that's a little before me. That's the LSU Chris Jackson?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that dude toyed with college basketball.
He turned into Sharif Abdul-Wahad?
Yes.
Okay. So,
yes,
I don't remember.
Or Willie Brand at South in the early 80s. That's toying with basketball.
Doing stuff that he feels like he is in total control of everything at all times, or doing stuff I've never seen before. Or that's why I brought up Zion. Like, this dude took 2 steps from the lane and blocked a 3-pointer damn near at its apex. Like, I'd never seen that before. That felt like he's maybe toying with things a little bit, right? I've seen people make late game jumpers before. Cool, it was contested. All right, whatever. Like, I've seen
one, man. Like,
I've seen
the whistle.
I think it was out of bounds.
I did too. I said that real time. I was like, was he out of bounds?
I think he was out of bounds. But whatever. Maybe Sean Elliott at that thing.
It was an offensive foul.
100% was an offensive foul. Maybe Sean Elliott that thing kept those heels off the ground. Memorial Day miracle. I don't know. But like, we've seen guys do this before, and I've sure as hell seen guys go 5 for 14 before. His name was Pop Isaacs. I saw it last year at Creighton. Like, that's not. I get that he might be a special talent. Yesterday was not the day to tell me he's toying with college basketball. Like, his numbers shooting on the year are great. He's also only played half the game, so that helps. Small sample size.
And you said he still played half the game last night.
Yeah. I mean, he was on the floor for all of it, but he only played about half of it.
Did it seem like Tech was 1 of 12 in the last 6 minutes?
It did.
They're one of the few teams. I just was telling you about the 55-point explosion in the first half against Houston, and I was like, you guys remember that, the whole Tex thing?
Yeah.
So I'm watching these guys a ton. That's the only team I know that's in the top 15, top 18, where every guy that shoots the ball, it never looks like it's going in.
Yeah, it's horrifying.
How about the form?
Yeah.
Like
just the actual aesthetics of the shooting.
Every time they shoot the ball, it never looks like it's going in.
It's like St. John's 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just like, oh, my God, stop doing that. I don't – like, just run out the clock. That's better than whatever you're about to do.
Yeah, but they win like that.
Yeah, for sure. And they're pretty good. But if they could shoot
I don't know about that.
Pretty good in the sense of, like, I don't know, like maybe a Sweet 16 if they get the right matchups. They're not like –
I felt conflicted, too, because I said this version of Kansas could make a run. And now they won on the road, and I thought Tech was going to win.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
So I feel like less validated now about KU because Tech was bad.
Yeah, Tech was real bad. They couldn't make a shot.
But KU showed some stones.
Yeah, that's a little grit. That's some grit. I don't have a problem with KU in general. And I don't even really have a problem with Darryn Peterson. I just have a problem with the way we talk about Darryn Peterson.
It's giving me some Jeremiah Smith vibes.
Totally fair. That's a really good example. Because, like, normally – You know, like what kind of thing. Like, I like guys that can shoot the ball really well, and like I like that type of guy. But I also like guys that seem like they actually like basketball. I also like guys like if I'm talking about a top pick, and here's part of the context is in this year's draft, especially when there's we went 8 deep on freshmen without even blinking.
Oh yeah.
Like, when you've got that many options, then, I'm going to be more critical of a guy that's considered maybe the best of the bunch in terms of a number 1 draft pick. Whereas, like, you guys get on me on DeBonsa for floating through games sometimes. It's like, well, at least he shows up every day. That's something. And, by the way, he shows up every day and averages more points per game than Darryn Peterson does. And despite
AJ?
Yeah. And despite not being as good of a shooter, has a higher field goal percentage than Darryn Peterson does.
That was weird. I saw a thing on DeBonsa where he got two comps.
And despite not being a guard, has more assists per game by twice as many as Darryn Peterson does.
Different players. One was McGrady, which I didn't love.
No, I don't think he does. I mean,
who was the other one? And I'm like, but he and McGrady are two different players. I'm not even talking about DeBonsa. I'm talking about
the other guy you got compared to.
Yeah, I have to look at this.
So we severely underestimate Tracy McGrady.
Tracy McGrady was unbelievable.
Scoring bag, especially.
Listen, Tracy McGrady had 7 years of scoring that were was
KD-esque.
It was however you want it.
Yeah. Like,
He'd give it to you however you want.
is that an exaggeration that for like a 7-year stretch he scored as easily as KD?
And it was R.J. Barrett. I'm like,
Oh,
R.J. Barrett's not even athletic, so I get
Or
that.
good.
No.
I mean, he's not good. Maybe as a prospect, but DeBonce is better than Barrett was as a prospect.
I think
is
Pearson is Ben in here? I need some KU fans. Who's the guy? His name is escaping me.
Okay.
So he's after Wiggins, but before DP, obviously. Kind of sleptwalk, elite talent. Went to Sacramento.
Oh, McLemore, Ben McLemore.
He gives me
That's a good comp. That's a good comp.
Is there some Ben McLemore there?
100%. Yeah, and you're like, does this guy care at all?
So Ben McLemore never acted like he liked basketball.
100%. And you know what's a problem?
And
Playing something professionally when you don't like doing it.
Now this is at first blush. It's a pull, right? It's like me talking about Milt Wagner, or Scooter McRae, or Scotty Thurman. Like, I may be misremembering.
Okay.
Google Ben McLemore. Darryn Peterson has to be a better college basketball player in just 16 games.
11.
Boy, this dude's tough.
I don't want to give him too much credit.
Then Ben McLemore, but he gives me Ben McLemore vibes.
Yes. So
what did B-Mac do at KU?
the shooting percentages are almost identical, but he's 4 fewer points per game.
Who is?
McLemore.
Okay.
He's at 16 a game, 5 rebounds.
How many more games did B-Mac play though?
Well, he played 37.
So that can bring the scoring average.
100%. Yeah.
He gives me how about listen,
That's a good pull.
shout out me again.
That's a good pull.
How about me?
I mean, I had to come up with a name for you, but it was a good pull.
Yep. Well,
I'm just kidding.
we would be like
I'm just kidding.
we would be like good game show or people.
Yeah, you could be like, hey, what's old boy? Went to When you said Sacramento, I had it. Like I was good.
Yeah.
Because I'm a draft nerd. Like I like the draft
And no
stuff a lot.
disrespect to the great Ben McLaughlin. So he's just going to be Ben McLemore because
Not Benny Mac.
There's
Yeah.
only one.
No, I got you.
There's only one B-Mac.
No, I think that's a good comp. I really do. Like that's a really good comp.
Yeah. So like Tech, it's weird. They win. They can score in bunches, but everybody looks like a horrible shooter.
Yeah, it's
Hey, that's McLemore with a CK A-Train.
different kind of McLemore.
Shane likes McLemore.
The thrift store.
McLemore thrift store guy, aren't you, Shane?
Yeah, I'm all about the thrift store.
I'm gonna pop some tags.
I don't know what that
What are you talking?
username is.
What
Sorry,
is it?
the guy right after Alex. I don't even know if I want to say it.
Wait a minute.
Alex, that Macklemore is not being celebrated this month. I just want to put that out there.
I don't even know what prison bowls are.
I certainly don't
Is
know
it-
what
is it-
Japanese ones are.
Might be a delicacy.
I don't think.
So
Anyway.
here's the deal. There's always this guy or gal. when I'm
Also,
talking-
we're not talking about AJ DeBonds. We're talking about
There's always this guy or
Macklemore
gal in the
and-
chat. But I like it. I'm just gonna call him JPB.
that's
Is
fair.
that cool?
We're talking about Peterson, not DeBonzo in the
JPB.
comparison.
What I'm saying though is the high level talent disinterest, not necessarily the direct correlation to comparing games. Although both explosive, good jump shooters. I don't know if I would ever consider McLemore a legit catch and shoot guy, but since we're calling Frager a catch and shoot guy, maybe he is a catch and shoot guy.
So you know the comp that I'm not a Kansas guy.
So I'm not talking about a direct skill set correlation. I'm talking about a high end, uber athletic. No, you're good. You're good, babe. You're good. You're good. I'm not. I like the contributions.
Yeah.
And you apparently know ball because you don't just have that in your Rolodex and be a bum.
Yeah.
So I'm rocking with you, JPB.
Also, McLemore was a little less catch and shoot at Kansas than he was in the league,
I
but
know, yeah,
it's fine. It's a reasonable
it's
distinction to make.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You know the comp that I was thinking of?
And listen, sometimes JPB, I'll just say things because my Rolodex is super long and I may be misremembering. So I never mind when anybody, like I said, Todd Day.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, Todd Day came after. Or I'll say, oh, like,
It's like-
Flagler got drafted. You're like, no.
I thought him and Cryer for sure. We're
So
drafted.
like, I'll do
Like
that
I had to look at it.
just because my.
Yeah, sometimes things get a little convoluted.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard. I'm old, man.
So
like Zoe said, I smell like an old folks. And she ain't even been in one. Is it weird how I get mad? I get mad at a 7-year-old.
No, I think she had that coming.
She's
That's
wild.
that's rude.
We were playing a game a couple weekends ago. It's called Trapple or something like that. You pull a card and it has all these names, and then there's all the letters on the wheel. Except there's no Z, and I don't think there's an X.
Okay.
So it'll be like animals, and then you go in a circle and you go A, aardvark, and you get to pick when in your turn. You can pick any letter, and it has a timer. So we were playing. It's just me, her, and Mike at the kitchen table. And she was on a heater.
Mhm.
So Mike, it was like a little taken aback. Breeze is super smart. Yesterday, she kept running her mouth at the dinner table. Sunday, like she just says some weird, like the old folks home thing and stuff. And I'm taking Micah to his workout Sunday night for 7-on-7. He goes, we're just talking about life, and he's like, man, you ever listen to Zoe sometimes? Like, she says some things. I was like, yeah.
She sure does.
Yeah, she sure does. Like, it's your fault. But anyway, back to the Darryn Peterson thing.
You know the comp that I keep thinking of with him? And this is a guy that I liked, but nobody talked about him like this. I'll give you a year. It's not at Kansas.
Okay.
2016, 2017. He played 1 year, freshman, one and done.
Conference.
SEC.
Oh, old boy from LSU?
Nope.
Give him to me.
Malik Monk.
No. Malik Monk. Okay.
College Malik Monk.
Malik Monk wasn't as athletic.
He was a good athlete. He wasn't as athletic, but in terms,
I don't mind that though.
He went 20 a game. I don't think people realize he went 20 a night.
Why would you bring up Malik Monk?
Because
I'm curious.
I liked Malik Monk.
Okay, so I don't know if this. I get the years confused, but I wanted the Lakers to bring him back.
Yeah, I like Malik Monk,
and I was like, I like Malik Monk, and people, like the critics were like, said no one ever, and I was like, no man, like this dude is capable.
Yeah, he's a capable,
I'll mess with
capable defender.
I'll rock with. That is a weird pull.
Capable defender, NBA level shooter, and he worked off the dribble more in college than he does in the league.
That is a weird pull.
This dude went 20 a night.
Yeah. In
the SEC, his shooting numbers are just slightly worse.
He's a significantly better athlete than Darryn Peterson is an elite.
That's fine.
Level athlete.
That's fine.
Elite.
I'm just saying, he gives me Malik Monk vibes.
I don't know if I don't think Malik Monk was ever elite level, but he
was also a better athlete than we give him credit for now.
So
Malik Monk was a good athlete.
I'm coming fresh off of COVID, and that's where I lost all my. Well, I don't have any friends now, but I was like lamenting over Malik Monk. It was the dumbest thing.
I like Malik Monk.
If it was the early onset of depression or not, or maybe I just like his name.
It's good. It's a good name.
I think of Shane Felonious Monk, musician.
I think a drunk monk.
From the chat?
Yeah, from the chat. He's a keeper.
Good pull, just weird.
Okay, anyway, what do you got, musician?
Nothing.
Your guy JB, best ability, availability.
Yeah, KU guy.
Yeah.
KU guy. Yeah. JB, you in or out on Darryn Peterson? Although I'm telling you, that Carolina team, Malik Thelonious Monk. There you go, Jibs. I saw a graphic this morning. I don't know if they're still rolling it, but I assume they're all on repeats, right?
Yeah.
So this is like the Sports Center in the 4s.
JB says out.
He's out? Okay. I took a screenshot. I've never seen this before. Like, I mean, never seen this before. On Sports Center, scrolling along the bottom line, it had a recap of the Carolina game, right? They're doing hockey highlights, and at the bottom it says, Syracuse 77, North Carolina 87. You know the caption, they usually give stats like, hey, Texas Tech was 1 of 12 in the last 6 minutes or something. This one says this. Syracuse covered the spread of 11.5 despite trailing by 32 with under 10 minutes. You ever seen that before?
That's wild.
That was on television. That was the caption.
That's odd. That's pretty odd.
Did the intern have Carolina?
I think the intern lost some money. Whoever's writing the scroll.
Covered spread plus 11.5 despite trailing by 32 with under 10. I rewound it. I go, there's no way it just said that. Why would they bring that to your attention?
Listen, I think somebody already spent their winnings.
I want people to know that this was a real thing.
Yeah, that's wild.
No stat, no, covered the spread.
I've never seen that before.
Me neither.
That's wild.
I was like, hang on, man. I got to take a picture. Oh, hey, Shane, your guy's in.
Yeah, Drunk Monk chimed in.
He's in.
Yeah, always good to see that.
Isn't that a cartoon character? His picture, his avatar. Is that those are called avatars?
It looks like it.
I think
some Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
one of those type things.
Yeah, I think so. It looks like an anime deal. I'm not sure. JB had a good comment here. Hold on, I'm gonna put it up here. He says, "I guess I just don't understand his load management. Looks like he's just riding out the year to stay healthy for the NBA. So many games it comes down to nut cutting time, and he's on the bench. That is one of my largest issues with him as well, JB. Because
and he's super practical, like just JB's personality.
Yeah, my point is, if
Airbender. Thank you, man. See, every time I want to quit A-Train, it brings me back.
It reels you back in.
It brings me back.
I just have a really hard time. This goes back
At least they moved him up to number 4. You guys having Flemings and all these guys ahead of Caleb Wilson. We need to talk.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm drafting, I might take Caleb Wilson over Darryn Peterson.
Caleb Wilson is sensational, and he's going to be a great pro. The NBA game fits Caleb Wilson.
I agree. You know what doesn't fit Darryn Peterson? Playing a lot of basketball games, apparently.
You're so funny.
No, here's the thing, that when has that ever worked out? Where a guy is seemingly just choosing not to play very much, and it just goes great when they have to play 80 games a year.
Hey, I know, I get it.
When has that ever worked out well?
Hey, listen, you're gonna love JPB. Look what he just said.
He says, "New here. Do we get honest conversations about B. Frager, or are we going to pretend he's a first-round pick on this station as well?"
Just yesterday, we were talking about draft picks. You go, well, I could see him being. Yeah, I mean, it's a second-round pick.
Yeah, second round. I think
it's just funny how you. At no point did anybody think first-round pick.
No, the guy that I said first.
And
the guy that I said could
maybe
sneak.
You guys are kindred spirits. Do you like? I don't even know what.
It sounds like a honest. This is probably inappropriate, but whatever.
Dude, it's not like
his name is literally Prison Balls. I don't know what to do with that. So
you say some horrendous things.
It sounds like one of those sushi restaurants that tries to come up with funny names for their items.
No, wait a minute.
What's up?
What's up, BG? No, I'm not down. Listen, I'm not down on this Jayhawks team. I'm not down on this Jayhawks team at all. I actually think that if they're playing to their capabilities, this is an Elite 8 team. So
I think that's fair.
I'm not down on them. They're just sometimey. They've only played well 4 games.
I think that's accurate. Yeah.
I'm with you, JK. I mean, he could be a first rounder, but he does need a few years.
Yeah, there's definitely work to do. The guy that I said potentially is first rounder is Price, because you
gave him the better comp of
Baylor,
of Sharman.
Yeah, because you see guys like that are hey, he's got an NBA level skill right now. A lot of times on the back end of the first round, they're hey, we need a rotation player. We're a playoff team. I don't want to send a flyer on somebody with upside. I need somebody that can help me tomorrow. Yeah. And with being 6'7" and shooting the ball like that, Price has that, fills kind of that niche if he continues to play well.
Hey, listen, Juan, I'm not going. You've been MIA for 4 or 5 days. I'm not just going to allow you to just sit and talk to Joe Good all morning, right? I need you to.
You need him to interact with the whole chat?
No, when he was harassing me 2 months ago, I hated it. So now I want my attention back. I want my attention back, Juan.
Todd says, don't Google JPB's name. All right, good to know.
What are they?
I don't know, but I apparently shouldn't Google it. Maybe that's an incognito mode thing. You just need to be careful there.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's like Husker. Did you see Husker P?
Yes. Yeah, I did.
I told you to Google what that word means.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm cool. Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
JPB says WASHUT could play defense and its clueless ability to navigate around screens and deal with DHO is not good. Doesn't get matched in transition D. Yeah, those are all fixable though. Like that's not.
I agree.
Like those are all.
But I knew right away he was a hoops head. You could.
Yeah.
Just,
no.
you
And
could,
listen.
I could just tell from the verbiage.
Absolutely. And those are all fair criticisms.
And who can right away match me on Ben McLemore? I didn't even know I was going to talk about Ben McLemore.
Yeah. No, that's a good poll. But yeah, I think those are all things given a couple years are fixable.
No, I agree with you.
And whether he does or not, that's a whole other question, right? Like we don't know yet. But
Isaac, to your credit, I don't like the one-on-one discussions because now the famous ones now are Braun and Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, one-on-one is so weird. But I'll take Frager, even though you guys know I have a huge man crush on Frankie Fiddler.
Oh, I missed it.
Braden's is just too explosive.
Frager versus Fiddler.
He's just too explosive.
Yeah, athletically, that's a tough matchup for Fiddler.
Yeah.
We kind of saw. I mean, we saw that when Fiddler went to Michigan State. Like there were some problems there trying to match up athletically.
Yeah.
That's just. I mean, that's why he.
But I do love the killer mentality.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm a big Frankie Fiddler guy. It's just there was some physical deficiencies there.
Cactus Jack, I get tired. So here's the thing. Cactus Jack. He asked me have I decided what I'm cooking for the Super Bowl. I normally don't go anywhere.
Okay.
The only time I typically leave the house on a Super Bowl is our mutual. Well, he's my dude.
Mm-hmm.
But you've gotten to know Heath.
Oh yeah.
Heath has. I don't know if it's his brother-in-law or his cousin has a poker game.
Okay.
On Super Bowl Sundays. Now they've taken a couple of years off. But it's an elite level setup.
Yeah.
2 tables, 12 to 18 players, set timers, blinds, cash game, pay the top 3 spots. That's the only thing I would do on the Super Bowl. If that game doesn't come to fruition, I would be at the house. But I know what I am getting.
What's that?
I figured out I'm going to try to get you one more. I'm going to try to get one more bet in before Sunday so I can get a little more money from you.
Okay.
I think I'm going to get the 50 wings from here and get the bone-in.
Oh,
breaded.
Yeah. 50 for 50?
50 for 50
Good.
or 100 for 90.
Yeah, that's a deal.
And it's to go.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
I know. Like, why would you cook if that's an option?
No, listen. I'm a minority and I like to grill. It's warm, so I am going to put something on the grill.
Sure.
You know what I think it's going to be though? It doesn't go together. But on Saturday or Sunday, one of those 2 days, Cactus Jacks, I'm doing a leg of lamb, a boneless leg of lamb.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Am I an abusive? TK is mean.
I like TK.
I gave that dude a hug in person, and he's still mean. He said, "Are you in an abusive relationship?" TK acts like he's 63, not 23.
I know. That's why I like him. We both have old souls.
It's fine.
And by that, I mean we're curmudgeons.
Jimmy, what do you mean you don't know which show to watch? There's only one place to get reliable information and still be entertained. I mean,
are you not entertained?
I mean, you can't get Mules and Jules and Ben McLemore in any other place in the planet.
What was the one we hit the other day?
That was probably you being an idiot.
And you brought up Mules and Jules. I can't remember what it was. It was funny though.
Yeah,
it's probably a little racist.
I am.
I don't even know what this is, but I think it's funny. BG says, was listening to the Jeff Epstein interview last night. I'm going to skip right past that. Girlfriend told me to turn it off and listen on my way to work tomorrow. Told her that's a hard no because I'm trying to improve my draft stock. And then he showed her a picture of us.
Hey, you know who he is, though, in the draft?
Who?
He's the ultimate boomer bust pick.
Yeah.
Seriously.
High upside.
This dude is like Randy Moss in the draft.
You're like, I don't know what the level of competition was
When he's good,
in the late 90s at Marshall.
when he's good, he's like scoring against Dallas, like 3 for 198. When he's bad, he's rubbing his booty cheeks on the goalpost like in Green Bay.
So he was basically Darryn Peterson's second half last night.
Here we go.
No field goals until the last 2 minutes, but bang, bang, right at the end, we got him.
Wait, what do you got, Juan? So we just had this conversation the other day about there's a new place on the 16th and Cummings area.
Okay.
They notoriously have a good flank steak. I was telling my barber, I said, hey, I was at a different Mexican restaurant before it closed and then reopened with new owners someplace else. It used to be on 120th and
I was saying, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Dodge,
It's a different name now, right? Yeah.
And I said, they're the ones that introduced me to skirt steak. It's a cheaper cut of meat. It's thin, but the way they did it, it was incredible.
Yeah.
That was 8 years ago. I'm in on skirt steak ever since.
Yeah.
My man, we were at I was getting my haircut Friday, and we were talking about, because he just went to this place. He's a total foodie.
Yeah.
I told you, he's the guy that drove out to Salted Edge on a Sunday for breakfast by himself.
Just for funsies?
Well, Chef Joel is his boy.
Oh, okay.
He cuts his hair.
Yeah.
So he's telling me, he's like, man, I'm pulling up pictures. I'm like, look at this skirt steak. He's like, yeah, I tried that. Her food was fantastic. It was just tough.
Yeah.
He said, it's like beef jerky, man. I said, DK, you're a medium well plus guy. It's skirt steak. There's no such thing. He said, yeah, I ain't getting that again then.
Man, every time.
Can you imagine skirt steak?
Oh,
medium well plus?
it hurts my teeth just thinking about it.
Ain't no way.
Heath asked, will extensive ball knowledge about Matt Bonner get my draft stock higher?
No, Matt Bonner could shoot that thing. You're a big Spurs guy.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm a big Spurs guy.
So we might have
late stage Spurs. I want to make that clear.
JB, we talked flake steak? So he and I, we used to talk cooking all the time. I'm skirt.
Josh says that's called bad beef jerky.
This dude says Sloan Kettering. Hey, Drunk Monk is funny.
He is funny.
Does anybody get that?
Yeah, that's the cancer hospital. It's funny. Ben says, hey, DP made it through the whole game. It helps when you kind of just drift the second half. But yeah,
oh, man. No, Jimmy, they are not.
No, I love watching them play, though.
So the best team in the NBA is OKC.
Yeah, they're still OKC. Like, they've had a little bumps in the road.
Although San Antonio
has their
does
number.
them.
They have their
But
number.
I don't know. Could you see them winning 4 out of 7?
Yes. I could see them winning 4 out of 7 and then losing to somebody else. Like, that's like this year, San Antonio gives me vibes of
the back and forth between Bueno and Juan.
No, I think like San Antonio gives me the vibes of they could knock off like in the Western semis or something, depending on what seedings are, obviously. Like they could knock off OKC and everybody would be like, oh my gosh, they're the new favorite, and then lose the next round to Denver.
Yeah.
Like that's the vibe they give me. Is I don't think they're ready to win a title. I do think they could beat OKC in 7.
Yeah, Philly is playing nice. Do you believe in Grimes, Jimmy?
We again, this might be as ridiculous as the Kawhi Leonard. We think Paul George is going to stay healthy. We think Joel Embiid is going to stay healthy.
What did he get popped for 25 games?
I'm guessing Adderall. I'm guessing it was Adderall. When he brought up the mental health thing, my guess is Adderall. You have to get an exemption for therapeutic use benefit, or it's something like that.
I'm a huge Billy. Yep, I'm all in on JPB. I'm a big Billy Owens guy.
Oh yeah, that's a little before my time, I think.
Oh yeah,
is that 80s?
Yeah, I like those guys with that kind of game. Billy Owens acted like, you know what's funny about he's dead.
We got some hoops head in the chat today. I like this.
Billy Owens acted like he didn't like basketball. He just happened to be good at it.
Yeah, it's kind of the Darryn Peterson vibe I get.
But the pull though.
No, it's a great pull.
It's 100% spot on.
Yeah, that's a great pull. Just like I'm indifferent about
although
this.
Their offensive games were vastly different.
Yeah. But
Billy Owens was closer to Bernard King than.
But like attitude about
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
That's a good pull.
For sure.
He says, put some respect on my Spurs.
Listen,
I'm a huge Wemby guy. DB knows this.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Like I'm full on. Every time he falls down, I'm just like, oh, please be okay.
He'll be all right.
I hope so.
Did you recover from him shaving his head?
I don't love it.
Why did he do it?
I don't know. Why did Carlos Alcaraz do it? Like, just stop doing that.
My man Jalen Suggs needs to.
Yeah, he needs to embrace the baldness. Just come on home, shave that thing.
I think it's different though.
Or he needs to
because
take.
he's still rocking the headband too.
Yeah, he needs to maybe take a little trip to Turkey if he's insistent on.
So we're doing skirt steak pinwheels.
Oh, I haven't had those.
I get the premise.
No, I do too.
You can unroll them, and a lot of times when you buy it uncut, where you have to do your own trimming, it's literally like a long square.
Can I tell you why I like skirt steak? Sometimes I feel bad using really high quality cuts of beef in things.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm getting
kind of like when I made beef stroganoff 3 weeks ago and I used ribeyes.
Yeah, like I would have struggled with that. I would struggle with that.
I just told myself I'm not buying groceries. I'm not. What do I have for beef? I was like, oh my God, I only have ribeyes. Am I really going to chop up a ribeye to put in some sauce?
That's a choice. That's a choice. So that's why I like skirt steak, because it still tastes good. And if you cook it right, it still has
skirt steak is fantastic.
Yeah, it still tastes good, still has good tenderness.
So flank.
But I don't feel bad using it.
I know, Josh.
If I'm going fajitas or Chinese food or something like that, like I can make stuff. Not me personally make stuff, obviously, but you can make stuff with it. I'm not like, why'd we waste that piece of meat?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I had 3 boxed ribeyes and I cut them up.
Yeah, that's messed up, man.
Save it.
I'm just saying.
Save it.
I'm just saying.
With each swipe of the blade, I cried.
Just like single tear.
Just telling you. Anywho,
just big old crocodile tears. Just
man, we got a Billy Owens and a Ben McLemore reference.
Don't forget about Matt Bonner. We got a Matt Bonner reference this morning too.
All in on the Spurs, huh? They're legit.
No, I like watching them a lot. I think they're probably a year away from being.
It is up there, Josh. I mean, I've made some bad decisions, but using a high quality cut of beef for stroganoff it's probably in the top 10.
That's tough. Tough.
So if I'm doing stroganoff with flank steak, I'm out on W sauce.
Yeah,
it's okay. I used it in the stroganoff. But I didn't use W sauce. I used the regular washer sister.
Okay.
A little bit of that W sauce.
Yep. And it's too much, man. Just enough tang, so I'm off of it for a little bit. Now I'm admitting, JB, I should have used a teaspoon and not a tablespoon, but the tang is left me traumatized. I'm out on W sauce.
A little too tangy.
And wash your sister.
Paul says Billy Owens' brother was an incredible football player at Syracuse as well.
Yeah, so how do we – I don't know, man. I like all our new people.
Yeah, we got some hoops heads in the chat this morning. I appreciate it.
I like all our new people.
We got some new ones. We appreciate you hanging out.
Listen, see, now he's lecturing me. This is why I struggle with Josh. I want him – I don't always want to hear from him. I know, Josh. I was out of stew meat. I was out. We didn't have – I suppose I had some chuck, but I'm going to smoke that.
So to be fair, in your defense, I know I don't do this a lot, but in your defense, most fine dining dishes originated from peasants in Europe.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we now use very high quality ingredients and cuts of meat in them, even though they did not originate that way.
It was El Waltz. It's stuck with me.
So I'll give you a little leeway on that. Tim says, I still love a good po' boy Sammy, even though I'm rich now.
We made po' boys last weekend.
Dude, po' boys are great. Micah
is the only one I can get to eat shrimp. Is it going to be raining soon? No, Kobe, but I did think of you the other day. I'm out here doing country ribs with like diagonal blowing snow.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't see that coming. It wasn't supposed to start until after 6.
I thought I had more time.
If my Twitter was working, I'd have tweeted out a picture and have Kobe just kill me.
JMP says, DB, I need you to talk me off of Duke beating UNC by 20.
Oh, no way. On the 4th? Oh,
That's
no.
what he says.
So there's been worse matchups. No, they are, Kale. They are.
Why it says people put fancy bleep in mac and cheese now. It's true, man. They put lobster in there.
Oh, my guy's here. He's back. I asked for him.
Who?
BP.
Oh, yeah. He was
missed
in.
all our can.
No, he was in earlier.
Was he?
Yeah, he opted in earlier.
What did he say? Anything good? They are the bugs of the sea. It's a dirty little crustacean.
What?
Shrimp. He said they're the bugs of the sea.
Yeah, they are. They're still delicious.
So I don't eat catfish.
I don't like catfish, but I like shrimp.
Oh, big game hunt. You had tri-tip? I have a nice one.
Mm.
I have a nice one ready. I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
Kobe says if DB Smoker is out, just know there's precipitation in the air.
I can't stand him.
Ooh, drunk mug. You're not a big sandwich guy though.
I love sandwiches. I just
don't
eat them
them
anymore.
Yeah. He says po' boy, Cuban, or Reuben.
Do I get any variations, or are the rules just straight up as they are?
I'll give you one variation.
I'm taking po' boys without the wet slaw. I'm taking the Reuben without the sauerkraut, and I'm not eating a Cuban.
Reuben, no
I
sauerkraut.
don't even mess with. I haven't had a Cuban in 20 years.
Reuben, no sauerkraut is
Literally
one of my favorite sandwiches ever.
Pardon?
Might be longer than that. Trying to do some math here.
I had some open windows.
Come on, math, you dick.
Did everybody in the house know they were open?
Hey, so before we get to Ravi and WASHUT, I need some confirmation on something. So there's two things that I buy pretty cheap.
Okay.
Even as like a guy that appreciates good food. So I'm a huge corned beef guy.
Mm-hmm.
I buy the whole deals, smoke the point, the flat, the whole nine. I've made corned beef.
I'm still working on those burn ends. Still working on more of those.
So I like high end.
Yeah.
But I'm not even gonna kid you. I found
Alex, I can't say that.
This dude has zero
menace.
Chill.
All right, corned beef.
I found a deal. I think it's Johnsonville. It looks like Braunschweiger, but it's corned beef. Oh, cutie.
That's Miles.
That's a great name too. I rock with Miles.
You know who we named him after?
Who?
He's not
Simon.
I hope his wife isn't telling. Listen, he's a big Knicks fan. He named him after Miles McBride.
Oh my God. Really?
He's like, we like the name anyway, but he's
of
like,
all the good Miles, he picked McBride.
He's like, I like the name anyway, but it put it over the top for me.
So there's two things that I bought that are cheap. I know Bruin, Steve. I know. I just love corned beef. So it's like Johnsonville, but it's prepackaged. It looks like it comes in the Braunschweiger tube of corned beef hash.
Yeah.
I doctor it up.
Your corned beef hash is good though.
And I buy the corned beef brisket from Costco.
Yeah.
In bulk, and I just chop up a little for it's incredible. And I'm not even gonna lie, for a guy that goes to the deli to get deli meats, I will buy and eat Oscar Mayer Cotto salami.
Really?
Although they need to put the peppers back in it though, the little black peppers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They don't do that anymore.
I'm just saying, I will allow.
Those are too cheap. Is there anything you eat that's you prefer?
The cheap version?
Cheap versus like homemade?
Yes, there is. I'm trying to think of what it is.
Like I'll eat that Cotto salami and I'll eat that corned beef hash.
So there's sometimes somebody brought up mac and cheese in the chat here.
Dude, you eat it out of the Instacups.
I don't.
You've had boxed mac and cheese in the last 2 years.
Boxed mac and cheese, but the Instacups are not the same. Easy mac.
Boxed mac and cheese is worse.
No, that's not true.
Oh my God. If it comes in a cardboard box, it ain't good. That's like hamburger helper.
There is, but listen, I like really fancy mac and cheese, but there's sometimes I'm craving the cheap mac and cheese.
No, I'm with you.
That's what that was my example.
I am
because they're very different.
That's how I feel about.
They're very different things.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
do they even make pimento loaf?
The other one, and it's funny, it's also noodles, ramen. If sometimes I just want the cheap ramen.
Yeah.
If I'm having like noodles.
Mike and Zoe eat ramen, but now they have fancy.
I know, but sometimes I'm like, I just want the pack that cost me like 12 cents. Like sometimes that's what I'm craving.
Huh.
Like very specifically that thing.
That's interesting. Cotto salami, man. Oscar Mayer.
We cover a lot of ground there.
Hey, you know beef bologna is still $9.
That's crazy.
It's extortion.
I will say,
So Heath, you're not alone. If people really took True Serum,
100%. That's a great one.
yeah, he's not alone.
Dude,
I watch people, those shelves are always empty. Somebody's eating Totino's.
I used to get those things for 79 cents in college. Man, I'd still smash those things.
He's killed jam box mac and cheese is not worth an instant. Yes, it is.
I agree it's not worse, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. We're going to talk to Robin WASHUT from Husker Online.
Kobe cussing in caps again.
Of course, coming up next, we'll talk a little Husker hoops. That's DB. I'm Ravi. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
Well, he's been doing it all year. I mean, he finds a way to get to the rim. He gets to the line. He got to the line 12 times. I thought, listen, Price had it going for us. They gotta let Price run. He's getting held. He's getting grabbed. Our offense, freedom of movement. I mean, that's got to be enforced. So I thought Price with his movement. We run I think a pretty aesthetically pleasing offense, but when you're being held, you can't run it. And, so we're going to continue to try to do it and cut and with force and do everything we can, to get these guys open and free them up. But it's tough at times when you're out there. And listen, I give Rink a lot of credit for going out there and battling, being able to play 25 minutes. He played like he was in the ER till 3 a.m. I mean, he's going to get his timing back. He's going to get his win back. But, it was tough for him, but he battled. He battled his ass off. And he'll get it going again. There's no doubt in my mind.
Whether you've walked these halls or cheered on the team, this is our chance to make a difference. Every scholarship, every breakthrough, every dream, you've been a part of this story. On February 11th and 12th, we are writing the next chapter. For 24 hours, every gift, every amount, every one of us will show our Husker pride. This is how we glow big red. This is how we make history. Give today.
Oh my God! I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, like Kalkbrenner, and me and Kalk, I've seen him several times. I think, I got so much respect for him, and my relationship with their coaches and their players is not as adversarial as it is with the fans and the crowd here. Although I appreciate, everything that Creighton, has done to, to kind of like tone that down. I think it's like what we went through last year. You lose Donovan Clingan on your defense that next season, everything changes for you. And, we struggled mightily last year defensively like they're struggling this year.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Robin WASHUT from Husker Online. Robin, how are we doing this morning?
Doing well. How are you guys?
We're good, man. Every now and again we get off on these food takes. I once did a show where a caller called in, Robin, and he said, if this was a food show, it'd be different. He was not very happy with us talking about food. But I have a question for you, Robin. Is there something, because I know you like a good Is it bourbon or whiskey? The
Bourbon,
I know
then
they're
bourbon,
similar,
then
but
whiskey.
the fancy one that I saw you drink a couple times, and I was like, oh, that fits your personality. Was that like Woodford? What was
Yeah, that was a Woodford on the rocks.
Okay, so I know you have elite level taste, but is there and you have kids, so this is funny. Is there a go-to boxed or frozen item
I'll take canned as well.
that
or
you'll
canned.
stand on as being elite?
Wow. Okay.
Ravi, you went. What did you say? Ramen?
So there was a couple. I said there's sometimes like I like mac and cheese. I like the fancy kind, but there's sometimes I just want like box mac and cheese because it's a very different thing.
Totino's pizza, frozen pizza is getting a lot of run.
Specifically Totino's. Yeah.
Do you remember the old Oscar Mayer like Cotto salami? It's in circles in the little yellow package, and you peel it open, and you peel off like one processed circle at a time.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, Robin, elite with mustard and some cheddar.
All right. Hey, here's one. So I don't even remember what the brand was, but back in college, they sold these like little 12 packs of mini frozen burritos. And I would get the beef and cheese burritos. And
Was it the Monterey?
Yes, probably.
Yes, I remember these.
And I would just eat like 2 or 3 of those at a time at like 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. And man, you'd put a little ranch on those things, and it was about as gourmet as you could ever experience.
Robin, I they're bookmarked. There's this website called Ginther's, and they have like all old school lunch stuff, like the tostadas, the fiestadas, the burritos, all of it, right? And every time I'm in grocery stores, do you know how fast I have to walk by those burritos that look like they look, and I know they're good, but I'm like, I could get those 12 in a box because that's all they did, but they look. Those school burritos were incredible.
You know how hard I would go on some Crispitos today?
No. Yeah, right now, actually, during the show.
like this like 8:06 on a Tuesday, I'm smashing some Crispitos with that like fake cheese on top. Like,
oh yeah.
And the ends are always crunchy somehow, even though it's a tortilla. I'm like, how'd this happen? I don't care. It's delicious.
All right, I guess we'll talk sports. Robin, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to start with our question from yesterday.
Oh, good one.
Okay, so Robin, we were having this conversation about whether or not Nebraska can win a national title. And I did a deep dive on the NBA talent level of every team to win a national title since the expansion.
You went to 85.
I went to 1985. And every single team has at least 2 players that were drafted in the first 2 rounds of the NBA draft. Okay. Is there 2 draftable guys on this Nebraska roster, in your opinion?
Long term, yes.
Yes.
I think there
it doesn't have to be this year. Doesn't have to be this year.
Yeah, I think Price and Prager are in that conversation. But beyond that, no. I think probably you're looking at 2 max. So, and one of them, is like just getting started with his career and has a lot of development still to do to get to that point. But I think he has that ceiling with Braden. And I think Price is one of those guys that can have a role at the NBA. I don't know if he's a draft pick quite yet, but I think he could be, especially if he comes back for another year and continues to be one of the best shooters in the conference. I think he'll at least give himself that opportunity. But, I'd say probably those guys. And then I'm not really comfortable saying anybody else is a bona fide draft pick at this point.
So, Robin, you're as close to these guys as almost anyone. When you're kind of watching what happened, and everybody kind of set it up, right? The Michigan, the Illinois, it was going to be an interesting stretch. Given how those games played out, and not necessarily the actual results, if they're different for you, did anything change about what you thought on this team?
I thought the Michigan game was about as close to a quote-unquote good loss as you're ever going to see, just considering the circumstances, the setting, the opponent, all that good stuff. But then, the Illinois game, I thought, maybe showed that there might be a little bit of a gap. in terms of star power. Like, you go back to that conversation about draft picks, like, Nebraska has some guys that could be draft picks, but Illinois has that could be a top 5 pick, and like that is the difference when you talk about the elite of college basketball. Nebraska, I thought, just kind of looked a little undermanned. And especially when Rink isn't playing well, they have a lot to make up with their other guys like Price, like Frager, and down the line. And so, like, I thought that, that showed that the team that Nebraska beat in Illinois is a whole lot different than the one that they just lost to at PBA. And that from a star power standpoint, like, Nebraska, I think, is limited with how they can go player for player against a team that is so stacked and playing at such a high level like Illinois right now. So, like, in that conversation of competing for a national championship, like, that kind of made you look things a little bit differently, because Nebraska walks such a fine line where they need their stars to be stars, and if one guy, even if it's Rink or whoever, is struggling, they have a hard time, I think, reloading and turning to the next piece the way that an Illinois can. So, again, there are circumstances around both those games that didn't work in Nebraska's favor, but I think that you can take this week as a pretty good barometer that, I think Nebraska has the talent to compete with anybody in the league, but they need their top talent to be at their best to give themselves a chance. That's kind of my big takeaway.
Joined by that sultry, soft voice you hear, the great award-winning Robin WASHUT from On 3. Robin, quick question here, just to pick your brain. I got into this. It wasn't a deep dive. It was a little anecdotal, and I looked at kind of Rink's stats offensively since Big Ten play, shooting and points per game. And I don't think it's near what we talk about sometimes when we say, hey, Rink needs to do blank, and we talk about scoring. But I will say this, right? The threat and where he is and how they initiate offense, I could see how that could be attributed to points, but he gets away with doing so many other things than actually scoring. I was making the case that when he's playing well, even if it's not points, it seems like the direct beneficiary of that is Birke. What is it about those two playing and when Rink's playing at a high level that makes B2 look and seemingly play a lot better? Or do you agree with that? I don't want to assume you do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the ripple effect with Rink in general is when he's playing at a high level and especially shooting at a high level, that just changes the entire dynamic of Nebraska's offense. And so I think maybe, if
It's been
anything,
so long, though.
yeah, since Michigan State, really.
Yeah, where he shot, 60%?
Yeah, and so, like, even before the illness, like, the shooting aspect had been a bit of a struggle for him, and that hasn't gotten much better. So, that's kind of what I talk about. Like, yes, Rink is still doing a lot of things to help the team win. I thought the Illinois game was the first time that he wasn't himself as a facilitator, as a rebounder, as a post defender, because even despite his shooting struggles, he was still doing all of those things well before he got sick. So, like, that's kind of where, like, Nebraska was able to get by with his shooting struggles, because he was still doing so many other things to help them win. And that Illinois game, again, there's obviously variables involved there with why he was struggling. So you hope that kind of corrects with some rest over this week. But I think that with Berke in particular, to your question, is I think it's the contrast where, because when Rink is shooting at a high level, Berke comes in and does some different things that when Rink is struggling with his shot, he has to try to make up for doing a lot of the same things that Berke does. And I think that contrast kind of blends together a little bit. When Rink is such an offensive threat, teams have to adjust entirely the way that they defend. And when Berke comes in, Nebraska's offense suddenly has a whole different look, and teams have to adjust once again. So I think it's when Rink isn't shooting well, there isn't that stark of a contrast where teams have to suddenly completely flip how they defend Nebraska, and the ripple effect off every other player on the floor that happens when Rink is a legitimate, 5 or 6 3-pointer threat. So that, I think with Berke in particular, just the 1-2 kind of punch that those two have with the different things that they do well, when Rink has to kind of fall back on a lot of the things that Berke does well, it makes Nebraska a bit more predictable offensively. But when Rink is shooting well and, again, is that kind of outlier with such an offensive threat at the 5 spot, that counter that Berke offers, I think is a bit more impactful.
Hey, got something really good in the chat. We're a super interactive show, Robin. You know how much I like to talk to people. So my guy, Coach Stokes, he says something interesting. He says Nebraska's at their best when everybody's kind of doing their part. He said their best games are like a relay race. Like each dude runs his portion of the race, and at the same point hands it off. If Nebraska's going to be what we think they can aspire to be, and you want to equate players to legs, right? First leg, second leg, third leg, anchor. Who's the guy, or maybe two, that you think needs to run their best race?
I think it's Rink for sure, because when he is running his best race, Nebraska's playing its best basketball. Like there's no question about it. Like they built this entire roster around him, and like everything that they do revolves around the centerpiece in number 51. So like that is the clear answer. But then, there's also other guys. I mean, like you go to kind of down the line of their stars, and Price is certainly in that conversation. When
Is
not
he
just
the lead or the anchor?
He is closer to the anchor than the leader for me, because he can just go on these spurts where he won't do much for 12 minutes, and then all of a sudden he'll hit 4 straight 3-pointers. He's got that ability kind of to turn the tide. And so like I think his value, to use this analogy, is a little bit further down the race. Whereas Rink, so much just starts with him, and he's such a tone setter. And again, I go back to the ripple effect, where when Rink is doing all the things that he can do, it makes everybody around him better, because it changes the entire complexion of the opponent's defense. And suddenly the back cuts are there, where Sam and Kale and those types of guys can operate with a whole lot more space. When he's not shooting well, they have to adjust, and I think it limits everyone else around him. So he's the clear one for me. Price is closer to the back, and Braden is in that conversation as well.
It's like a 1-2.
Yeah, I'd probably put him at maybe a 2 or a 3, just because the spark he provides off the bench. That was the big thing that they were missing at Michigan, and you saw just the impact that he can make with his 6 threes against Illinois. Like that's something that he can do that really the rest of their bench, I don't think, has that type of firepower. So he's certainly in that conversation. And then from a closer standpoint, I'm gonna go. I put Jamarcus in there. Like maybe. All right. So let's go Rink 1. Let's go. Rink 1, Braden 2.
I got a question on Jamarcus and Kale, but I want to hear you're smarter at this.
Okay, here we go.
Got you.
Rink 1, Braden 2, Price 3, and then
a different anchor. Ooh, this.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go Sam 4, because of the defense. And when all those guys I'm talking about offense. Sam is the heartbeat of everything they do defensively. And when you talk about kind of throwing down the hammer and closing out games, they do it with defense. And so like he's kind of the poster boy on that end of the floor. And for Nebraska to reach their potential, they have to be those closers on the defensive end. So I'm going to go Sam.
All right. So what if they don't have their A game, right? Because not every night you are, right? Rink's not going to get you 12 and 8 and 4. So the third guy is historically in track is the one, he or she is fast, probably not, you got to run the curb. You may have to cover up, you have the anchor leg to like make up. Could I convince you if Nebraska is running a really good relay race that those guys that are running third are the Cale Jacobsons and Jamarcus Lawrences?
Jamarcus.
Like they just seem like when they're going and can hit and be contributing offensively, that relay seems a lot better.
No doubt. And Kale's certainly in that conversation, but I'd put Jamarcus ahead of him, just because he's got the ability to go for 20 and, do a lot of the things offensively. And maybe most importantly, is just the way that he's able to set the pace. When Nebraska's at their best, they're pushing the ball up floor and playing with high level tempo. And nobody does that better on the roster than Jamarcus Lawrence. So his shooting is obviously a big part of it. His scoring's a big part of it. But I think just setting the tempo offensively is as valuable of anything that he does. And so, again, you talk about ripple effect. Jamarcus is certainly in that conversation because of his ability to push the basketball, to set the pace, and how much everybody else benefits from that, from having that guy kind of taking charge and getting the ball rolling on every offensive possession. So yeah, I'd put him as in that talk for a third, and a guy that's important to keep things going when you're entering crunch time.
And outside of Price, I'd make the case, man. Jamarcus is their best tough shot taker, tough shot maker that they've got going. Like he flies way under the radar. I even like the fact when it's frenetic and the crowd's going crazy, or somebody's on a run, he's got like that hard push dribble where he's thinking, okay, we like pace. All right, don't have it. Back it out. Like his temperament and role, but he still can take and make tough shots. I think Lawrence is grossly underrated.
Well, yeah, and so like he gets the ball up court and he gets the ball into the paint, which is kind of a critical component to this 5-out system that they do, because you get the ball inside, then you spray out. Like that's kind of where it starts. So his pace allows them to get the ball into the paint like before the defense is even set. And that's when everything works the way it's supposed to work. But then like if even the kick out shots aren't there, his mid-range game is as good as anybody on the team right now. Like his ability to just pull up and do kind of that 10 to 15 foot jumper, like that's an element that nobody else really brings on this roster. So again, everybody has their own part and everyone has extreme value in their own specific roles. And Jamarcus is certainly right up there with value that he does with his offensive pace and some of the, like you said, the shot making that he's able to provide that not a lot of other guys, especially in that backcourt, can do.
So, Robin, in order for Nebraska to reach their ceiling here, do they have to find a way to play an eighth guy?
I just don't know who that would be, but yeah, I mean, I think going 7 is a risky proposition.
That's a tough prospect.
Did you want to see more of Garcia, or did you think you saw you needed to with that first half with the turnovers a couple of games ago? He got buried in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think you kind of know what guys are, and if you don't think a guy's going to help you, especially like in that Michigan game when it was about as all hands on deck as you're going to find, he played 10 minutes and didn't record a stat like that. That's hard to justify playing a guy when he just gives you zeros across the box score. And so Illinois, I mean, you go back, like he had his best game of his time as a Husker in the first meeting against Illinois. So maybe like from a matchup standpoint, you could justify playing him more, but they sometimes find their core group and then just like lock in on it. And I guess that's from a game to game basis, okay, but like you worry about just kind of the long-term toll that only a 7-man rotation might leave you with, especially come March. Because I mean, the last time they were in the NCAA tournament, like that team was gassed and they played like a team that was tired. And I think the whole kind of approach, especially after the start they've had, is to manage workloads and make sure guys are as fresh as possible for the postseason. But when you're only playing 7 guys in these like critical February, late January games, that kind of goes against that whole game plan. So I do think that getting to an 8th guy, even if it is 8 to 10 minutes, at least if you're getting some level of production out of that 8th guy, then that does wonders for everybody else. But I mean, Jared seems like the most likely candidate there, but um, you know, it's hard to bank on what you're going to get from him just because of how inconsistent he's been this year.
Let me ask you something since you know the pulse of this team so well. Do you like the 6? They need rest, obviously, and you want to get guys healthy. So this is the whole rest versus rust thing, but you're not in Piscataway until Saturday. You get 6 days. It's an early tip. But again, it's Piscataway. How are you breaking down they need the rest versus it's Rutgers. I don't want them sneaking up on us. It's gone from House of Horrors with Peichel to they're not very good. Like, do you like the time off going to Piscataway?
Yeah, they needed it desperately. What, they have like 3 or 4 straight 2-day, 3-day preps. Like
And then I think
that's
they go
hard.
what? They go the 7th, is it the 10th and the 14th or the 10th and the 13th? So they go 7th, 10th, 14th, Robin?
Yeah, 7, 10, 14.
Is that good? Do you like that?
I mean, it's not ideal, but I guess the good news is, unlike last month, is a lot of those games are at home, so you don't have the travel outside of this Rutgers game, really until the LA games at the end of the month. So the schedule kind of flips, is a lot more favorable just in terms of the grind and not having to be on the road as much with these short preps. But as far as this game is concerned, you do everything you need to do to win. Like, you've lost 2 in a row. People are starting to kind of wonder if you're as good as everybody thought you were, and you don't want that doubt creeping into your locker room. This team, they've praised them all year about their ability to block out the noise, which is great. But it's one thing to lose to Michigan and Illinois. It's another thing to go on the road and lose to a bad Rutgers team. And I don't change my approach whatsoever. I treat Rutgers like I treat any other game that you've played this year, as another. It's the biggest game because it's the next game, and if you start changing your approach, that's when you start to get into a trouble. So they go in, and I think the ideal situation is, you go and play your game, you get out to a big lead on a bad Rutgers team, and then you sit your Brink and Braden or whoever it is that needs some rest, so that you do what you're supposed to do while also getting the benefit of a lighter workload. But if you go try to sit there and say, "Oh, it's just Rutgers," man, it's high major college basketball. Winning on the road's hard. Like, that same Michigan team that beat you nearly lost to Penn State on the road, and you just kind of go down the line. Like, teams, if you take things for granted in this league, it will bite you. And so I don't expect Nebraska to change their approach, and nor do I think they should, because if they do, then they're not in a position right now where you have a lot of momentum and things going your way. You got to kind of earn your positive vibes back. And I think going on the road together with a bit of an extended break is kind of an ideal situation for them, because a lot of times you see teams kind of galvanize on these road trips. They should be as close to full strength as they've been in a while against a team that they're expected to beat. So you go there and you take care of business and do so in relatively convincing fashion. Then all of a sudden you're coming back home feeling a lot better about yourself than you are right now. So you can't spoil that opportunity that Rutgers presents by just thinking you can go through the motions, and because Rutgers has struggled, it's automatically going to be an easy dub.
More surprise. I'm gonna go topical Big Ten. The fact that Buzz and those Terrapins can't keep games within 15 points in the conference, or that Iowa has found a way to put themselves dab smack in the thick of things into being that team. And after losing guys like Dix and Freeman, McCollum, he hit the ground running. Bigger surprise for you, trajectory of Iowa or the plummet of Maryland?
Probably more the plummet of Maryland, just because it's Maryland, and like, they shouldn't be that bad. And they got Buzz
They can't
Williams,
even
who's an
keep games
established coach.
close.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, they're not just bad; like, they're getting housed, and they look like a team that's like already kind of cashed it in this year. With Iowa, I mean, they have one of the best players in all of college basketball in Bennett Sturt. So, like, you knew that they were going to be competitive, and I think now that they've got their guy, but other pieces are starting to kind of figure it out around them a little bit. So, like, that's not as surprising to me. When you have a bona fide national star, more often than not, you're going to have a chance. But with Maryland, like, I mean, the amount of resources that program has, and the caliber of coach that they have, and the recruiting base that they have, like there's no reason they should be as bad as they are. So from a surprise standpoint, I'm going Maryland.
Robin, I'll get you out of here on this. And we've been asking a lot of our basketball guests this, so I'll steal DB's question. Slot the top 5 teams in the Big Ten right now in order.
Oh boy. All right, I'm going Illinois 1. I'm going Michigan 2. Yeah, Michigan 2. Then it kind of gets a little questionable. When Purdue is playing up to Purdue's standard, they're tough.
That includes Lawyer shooting it well, finally?
Yes, that's kind of the X factor. I mean, he just went off for 30 the other night. So, like, when he's good, that changes so much for him, because then they've got kind of a triple threat there. I'll go Purdue 3. I'll go Nebraska 4. How far did you want me to go? 4?
Just 5.
Yeah, and then Michigan State 5.
All right, can I ask one more?
Yeah, if you want to.
Thanks. Robin, so if you're kind of you're playing the long game in the conference, and you've got to pick some guys coming from out of the rear view mirror, you taking Iowa, Wisconsin, or UCLA?
I think I would probably lean more towards Wisconsin, just because I think they have the best depth, and
They are flying way under the radar.
So, like, I mean, Sturt's obviously is as good as there is, but I just question what else is around him. Like, they just need him to be so good every game, and when he is, they're really tough. But I just, what happens when he has a game, which really hasn't happened yet, where he's, 2 of 12 from the field or something like that? Like, who else on that team can really pick up the slack against a top level opponent? So Wisconsin has shown they can do it. I mean, they went and beat Michigan. Like, that's as impressive of a win as there is this season. And I think they have the depth and the firepower to, of that trio, make the most noise, considering where they were earlier in the season.
It's crazy. The last year and a half, and I think people thought it was just Tonjes last year, and Greg Gard kind of turning him loose. But no, like, Wisconsin has figured out how to play offense, and I don't know if we don't realize they're 8-3 in the conference. Like,
Again, they've got some juice to them right now, and that offensively they're dangerous, especially when they get 2, 3, 4 guys all shooting at a high clip. Like, that's a tough team to match up with.
That's Robin WASHUT, Husker Online. Great stuff. As always, Robin, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Robin.
Sounds good, guys. See you later.
That is Robin WASHUT from Husker Online. Good stuff.
Our chat found another low-key cheap thing that's good.
What's that?
Kraft cheese slices.
Oh, the slices. Yeah.
The plastic cheese.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Oh, it melts well.
So Kraft has 2 on the list, the mac and cheese and the cheese slices.
I'm still fighting over the box greater than the bowls.
Oh, no, that's not.
Do you know you get the squeezed cheese in those bowls now?
Oh, not the powder?
No, you can get either.
That might change it. I haven't had the squeezed cheese, I'll be honest. So I haven't experienced the squeezed cheese.
So Velveeta makes the squeezed cheese that you can just buy the squeeze cheese.
I haven't had that.
Mac and cheese.
I haven't had that. I've only had the powder. So I may not be as informed on the topic as I should be.
Are you surprised he went with Iowa?
He went with, no, I would have gone with Iowa.
You love Ben.
I love McCollum, yeah. So that's a no-brainer for me. And
is Gard really going to have a reboot?
So I don't like Greg Gard.
I know, but you got to get over that.
Nah, I don't have to.
Such a jerk.
Well, I mean, remember,
it'd be nice if you did, so you could have objective conversations. But you're right.
Remember the other day, not
Carol Gouda, top 3 cheeses. So
not
you're spot on.
Not to bring it all the way back around to the group chat, but remember the other day when Matt's telling me, like, yeah, there's some things you're probably gonna have to walk back. It's like, no, I really don't.
He said no. You go, nah,
I'm good. I'm fine. Here's the problem.
Just hard-headed.
Here's the problem with Greg Gard is his renaissance with offense has not come at the same time, and they're doing better this year, but like winning at a super high level.
Dude,
Like
they're 8-3 in the conference.
that's fine. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sold yet. I'm not sold yet.
And you guys, you didn't say it, but you intimated I was crazy. Group texting Wisconsin, Michigan updates during the frenetic other games being played during our group text.
So that wasn't because of that matchup. It's because of all the other games that were going on.
Oh, and that was, yeah.
So that was like the outlier because I think there was like some super high profile.
Oh, yeah. That
was
a great quad box day.
And so like the rest of us are like, why are you talking about Wisconsin, Michigan? Because there were legitimately like 4 other awesome games happening.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a Wisconsin, Michigan thing so much as it was just the context of the day. It didn't make the list for us.
I just didn't appreciate being ostracized.
Well, ostracized. That's a good word though.
That's how I felt. I felt like I was being ganged up on and then left out.
Wow, Rico's just out here hating.
What'd he say?
He goes, by the way, that relay order for basketball was bad.
Yeah, it was interesting, but so Rico's like me. Well, Rico actually did it. I just watch it and study it and know it.
I don't know if he did relays or not. Maybe in high school.
He understands track.
Yes,
so
he does.
Rico probably gets my analogies about first leg, second leg, third leg, anchor, like what their skill sets are
like
relative to the relay.
And I'm a big Olympics nerd, so
it's not the best 4.
Yes,
right. You have to think curves, straightaways, times, splits.
Like you want a really strong finisher.
Typically first and 4 are your fastest.
You two fastest guys. I only know this because I'm a big Olympic track nerd, so I know.
Ask Rico. I guess I can.
I know the guys that.
Rico, do you like Lawrence as the third leg, or do you know why?
Why?
Because I still think he's an X factor on scouting reports.
People don't know what to do with him.
So
really?
He's undervalued for what he is.
Okay.
But if your third leg in your 4x is fast,
oh, you're gonna win.
You're winning.
Yeah, you're gonna win. So I can understand that. So we said Price is anchor,
and your second leg has to. I would probably put Hoiberg as the second leg because it's the longest.
So he's like the grimy grinder type.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, I'm going to do the dirty work.
I'm surprised. Would everybody put Brink 1 to get you out in front?
I don't know what to do with Rink.
Well, you probably didn't like all my offensive data in the conference because we misconstrue what his value is. We think it's scoring. It's not.
No, I agree. It's initiating the offense.
And you just have to make enough shots.
Yes.
Because that's all he's done.
In conference, he's been much cooler in conference than he was prior to that. Like this isn't what's the one game he made like 6 in a row or something in the non-con. Like he was flame throwing people
do
early.
You let like
But he's only shooting 32% from 3 on the year right now.
So if we're following Rico's deal, not just Rico, but guys that run 4xs or know about, maybe Price is your.
I was kind of think Price might be the one.
And maybe make. Is Rink in it?
So here's can I kind of just throw this whole thing on its head a little bit here? Am I crazy if I say Price is my 1? I almost think maybe not what we've seen so far, but if this team reaches their potential, this guy needs to be the 4. I think Jamarcus needs to be the 4.
I lack objectivity with Jamarcus.
Because you love him.
I do.
I think,
and plus he does so many little dirty things, and the one thing that he does that you cannot undersell. He plays with tremendous confidence.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That guy just isn't shaken.
So what do you do with Frager? Is he in it?
I think he has to be.
So either Sam or Rink is out. One of those two is out.
Yeah.
Because Price is in 100%, right? Somewhere. Has to be. Yeah. Lawrence in 100% has to be, right?
Coach Stokes. Let Braden be the 3. Let Price bring it home with a couple of dirty buckets to cover it up. I don't know. Is Frager is he really gonna be that kind of a shooter?
I mean, he's like 39% on the year on pretty decent volume. Like at this point, we're 20 games in. Like I don't know what else to do with it. I have to say yes,
so
right?
Rico says Lawrence, Rink, and Sam, like basically undeniable.
Well, I mean, Price is undeniable. So if those three are undeniable, like Price,
then it's got to be. I'm surprised.
Price has to be in there.
I'm surprised Suave has Rink as a non-negotiable as the 2.
Price has to be in there. I almost want Price to be my 1, though.
Do you see Brandon's comments?
What did Brandon say?
Sanford is the best thing to come from us since I-80 or I-35 where I live.
I agree.
It's fine.
At least in some time.
Yeah. Well, it's relatively recent, too, so that may hold up.
No, I mean, Rico says you saw how important Rink was against Michigan.
I don't know. They got into a 1-score game.
I was going to say they almost beat Michigan without Rink.
Yeah.
If Frager plays but Rink does it, do they beat Michigan?
And again, I don't know. I'm not picking on Suave, but I'm just saying in general, if you believe the sequence that I highlighted yesterday was of significance, it's 53-52, and Price gets the run out, gets the shot block, and then the Illinois comes back and they get the 3 from Ponytail, and it's 56-52 then. Up until that point, we had still weathered the Rink storm.
Yeah. It was a 4-minute stretch.
So I don't know.
T-Mac puts a good point here. So the anchor is different depending on the team. Either you're a closer or chasing down. Has to be able to do both, which I think is right.
Hey, he's a track guy.
I mean, I think that's a good point.
He's a track guy.
So who on this team is
who
on this team is capable of both chasing someone, helping you chase someone down, and putting it away?
That's a lot like Price.
That sounds like Price.
That sounds like Price.
So I think I want Jamarcus as my 1 then. I think those are my 1 and 4.
I'm just glad you have Lawrence in it because I think he's grossly
He has to be. I think Lawrence is a non-negotiable. He has a skill set on this team that nobody else has.
So I'm with JPB.
What JPB say?
Read the last one.
Okay.
Coach Stokes.
You'll never get the defensive effort you got at Michigan if Frager is playing third. Fair.
Because when you're no middle, like the key spot was kind of that rover spot that like covers up along the baseline when you get the no middle, and they were able to kind of do that. But you have to know that it's not the first rotation. It's not even the second.
No,
it's
like
after
the
skip. Yeah,
it's after the skip. Yeah, it's after the skip, and then usually. So I call it the.
I'm not picking on it. But I do think you have to play a lot of ball and have good feel for the game to know that kind of rover position.
I call it the skip +1. It's where they skip and then immediately have that like touch pass either to the corner or back to the top of the key where that guy is open so much because it's so hard to scramble out of the skip, right? So like that's the 4th pass basically is the skip +1. So that's a fair point. Alex says, just don't drop the stick if we're talking relays here.
Stick!
No, I think so. Okay, so if we think Sanford has to be the closer based on T-Mac's comments, can either chase somebody down or put him to sleep.
I mean, he's right on the characteristics.
Yes.
That's not really debatable.
And I think Sanford's the only one that matches that characteristic. Is that fair?
As a closer and a chaser?
Yeah.
The only other real comp would be Frager. And he's still young in the game.
I'll say I don't know if you want him in that spot.
No, I'm just telling you, like, if
you're
just
right.
want the skill set.
For sure. So let's say Sanford's our anchor.
Now, the one thing I will disagree with here, JPB, about not being guarded or closing out when you're scrambling and a guy gets an open look. I'm not ever mad at a guy for making shots that they should make. Like, that's the difference a lot of times between winning and losing.
100%.
By the way, amazing Dana, T-Boz was the best looking one of the or Chili was the best looking one of the bunch. T-Boz gets all the hype, but Chili was the best looking one of the bunch.
So
don't get it twisted.
So if Sanford's my anchor,
So she's actually from Iowa?
No. I don't know. Is she?
I have no idea.
The most famous singer, I think, from Iowa is Tevin Campbell, if you're talking R&B.
I have no idea.
Tevin Campbell is from Waterloo.
Big Waterloo guy?
I once knew somebody from there in high school. She crashed like a car going downhill with no brakes, but once upon a time,
not ideal.
Like the water.
Headley says, just stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to.
We're just doing lyrics, huh?
Apparently. So I'm going to go. Okay, so does that mean Jamarcus is my starter? Is my one?
It's up to you. I just think if this team's going to peak, then that's how you have to look at this relay. Because they do need the pieces, to play well. And I think without question, the two that are most closely connected are Rank and Berke.
Oh, for sure. They are the most, I think, dependent on
each other.
Because I don't think it's just a one-way. We had talked about the Rink to Berke benefits a lot. I don't think it's just a one-way street. I think Berke being able to do some of the things he does helps out Rink a lot. Like, especially on the defensive end, there's some things that Berke's able and willing to do that allows Rink to be a little bit more free and energized on the offensive end.
Have you changed has your opinion on this is a quick transition, but it's still hoops, and it's just mentality?
Yeah.
Have you changed your opinion on Kingston Flemings?
I never had a bad opinion on Kingston Flemings.
Okay. Top 5?
I mean, he's definitely in the group. Like, he's in the group. I don't know what
you think he's a legit 6'4"? He's thin.
I don't know. I don't.
Look at your boy Husker. I can't even say the word.
Corey Taylor, great singer.
I'm just going to call him AP. I don't know. Why, BP? He says Berke more important than Rink. Why?
I don't think that's accurate.
I just want to know why. Because you could make the case with the defensive rebounding and the switching. He gets a lot of hustle stuff, too.
He does.
When Berke rebounds, this team's better.
Yeah, let me see how he phrased it. Hold on.
I'm
more important is
I am
interesting.
basically holding hands with JPB. I mean, holding hands, which is kind of weird.
On Flemings?
Just the last one.
Yeah. I actually appreciate what he does. I'm just a little resistant about the narrative around him.
100%.
Who's he talking about? Who's he talking about?
Braden.
Oh, sure. No, I think that's fair. I think we are projecting some a little bit on what we think he can be.
Yeah, but we want Nebraska to make this run. So
we've
played this game all year.
Yeah, he needs to
This is the one program that has had no restrictions about thinking ahead and extrapolating and having fun with the outcome. We would be terrified if it was football. You better win week 1 or the most important game is like this team has been allowed to have fun. If it was baseball, it would be like, well, who's your Friday night starter? You need a Sunday guy. Like they don't get to the freedom of not having been in the College World Series before.
Yeah.
So, like, if this is what we're doing with basketball, I'm just all the way in.
So let me ask though. So let's entertain BP's thoughts here. Let's say that Berke might be more important than Rink. If you're, well, we're entertaining it. We're not saying it's one way or the other.
All right.
So let's say Berke brings more to the table defensively, on the rotations, on the switches, and on rebounding. Fair?
Defense, rotations in terms of switches and rebounding. Okay.
Berke, let's say Berke brings more to the table there. Is that more valuable or more important
than facilitating
than
offense
initiating the offense from
28 feet?
Because that's what it comes down to, basically, right? If we're asking which is more important.
I think we're missing one, and it's glaring. What I say at halftime against Illinois that bugged me. Nebraska doesn't get enough easy shots.
Correct.
The thing that we're underselling with Mast is some of those 6-7 footers shots closer to the rim. I think if he makes those, takes a lot of pressure off the diagonals, the cutting. Because when you play these teams, that will space you and give you, like, I'm not even trying to get on a dry erase board, but at some point you can't be making threes. You need the cutting. You need the divers.
Yeah.
You need the diagonals. You need the short corners. So whomever that guy is going to be, as long as they can get some easy buckets, it would change the offense dramatically, because when they're really, really good,
they get those.
They're getting those.
Yeah, 100%. And I think they get more of those when
and he's
Rink
crafty
is playing
around.
well from the facilitator spot,
But
or
I'm not married to the fact that he has to, quote unquote, score. Somebody just has to be able to get easy buckets in the paint off of that action.
Yes, and whether it's him or the guy that is working around, the guys working around him, I agree. That's where I have a hard time. That's where I have a hard time with.
See, baseball. And I use baseball because I know I follow it closely.
Mhm.
They can't avoid critics. And all Bold has done is won a couple Big Ten championships.
If baseball could win a midweek game, they might get a little more leeway. That was the comment
from
HP.
Wait till Coach Revelle has the softball team playing for a natty.
Top 10.
They're loaded.
Top 10 in the country. That's pretty good.
They're loaded.
Not too bad. We'll see what happens.
But basketball, I'm playing the game because we've been playing it all season with them. It's just been freedom.
No, it has been. I think that's the most important part for Mass to get back to, is helping create some of that. Because if they don't get some of those easy shots again, the way they were kind of when they were playing at their peak, 2-3 weeks ago, that's more detrimental, I think, than anything else on this team. Like, they're not a good enough jump shooting team to survive only jump shooting. I think that's where I land on it.
We'll see.
Let's take a quick break. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. More Hurrdat Sports Live coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, it's just some of it was matchup driven. Blake is probably been, per minute played, one of our best rebounders, and we knew we were going to need some rebounding help against them. And Nick's pace and ability to get into the paint and be quick in transition, and I think Ty's done a good job. I think Isaac was doing a good job. I just felt like it was probably time to mix it up. And as you heard them say, they don't care. I mean, fans make a bigger deal out of starting lineups than we do in the locker room. Like, everybody needs to do their job, whatever that job might be on that particular night.
It gives us some opportunities to really space it, but it also gives us the opportunity to play above people and over the top. And we were really big. I think one time we had David out there and playing the point with maybe Bennett the 2, Merck and those two. So, you throw a bunch of 6'9" to 7'2" guys out there, it gives us a chance to do that. But Merck gives us that luxury because of his ball handling and his passing. But Merck threw a heck of a pass to him over the top of Burke for the one lob. But and then defensively we get protecting the rim pretty good with both those guys in there.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. In just a couple minutes here, we're going to talk to Zach PERELES from CBS Sports about a little NFL. I don't know if you noticed there's a big game this weekend.
Seems like it.
I'm pretty sure. It's a little sleepy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the markets.
Yeah, the matchups aren't what we want, maybe.
I don't know. They've been here before.
Yeah, it's a rematch.
I don't know if you know this. This is a big rematch. There's a lot of bad blood between players that have never played each other in this game before.
You're so petty.
The coaches are not the same. The owners are the same, so that's good. John Schneider's still here. That's a plus.
You're so petty.
This is a revenge game, though. Never played each other, but it's fine.
Isn't Seattle's owner a little different?
Is this a lazy narrative? Is that where you guys are on?
Paul Allen's still the owner in Seattle,
I
right?
think it's his daughter, isn't it?
It's the sister.
Did he die?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Did Paul Allen die?
Yes.
Okay.
R.I.P.
I didn't know him, so I'm not really ready to throw that out. But
Shane is a trip.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll have to do some Googling before I'm ready to throw an RIP on good old Paul Allen. So I had somebody talk to me yesterday.
Todd says he's only watching the commercials. Are we back on a good run of commercials, or are we not? I don't have the attention span for commercials, but I do try.
Couple of years, I don't think have been very good.
Well, the Jurassic Park one that came out yesterday was good.
I don't like
that a
that.
leak?
Can I say that? I don't like the leaks. I don't like the commercial leaks.
Well, they come out with the full
I don't like it.
version, the 2-3 minute long version, and then they show the 1 minute version during the Super Bowl sort of thing. That's what they do now.
Amazing Daniel says the revenge part is fans. Are they going to fight each other, Daniel? Like, what do you mean? What do we mean? Revenge for who? What are we talking about?
That's just that's the contrarian in him. Carol says someone asked Vrabel yesterday at the presser if it was a must-win game.
Yeah.
What is that question? Who gives these people credentials?
I thought
that probably needed context in terms of the growth and the plight of the organization as a first-year coach, maybe. Like to put the cherry on top.
I thought it was a bit. Like I thought he was making fun of people that asked that question.
No.
Maybe I'm wrong. I could have taken it wrong, but that's how I took it. Like if I were to ask that question in that situation,
you love bits.
I'd be thinking it was.
Aren't you a big bit guy?
I'd be doing it as being a jerk.
Aren't you a big bit guy?
Yeah, we love bits. The coins.
No, we don't.
Bacons.
We don't.
Bacons and coins.
No,
love those.
I
bits.
sent Shane a deal.
No? All right.
Was that yesterday or the other day? It was commercials from the 80s. Because Coach Stokes was talking about the what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch those commercials, Shane, that I sent you?
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
Yeah, do you remember Alka-Seltzer?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mikey likes it.
Hey, Mikey.
That's Life cereal, right?
Yes.
I think he likes it.
Do you want to try this?
Sure.
Go ahead, Shane.
I don't have the whole thing loaded up.
Of course you don't, because that would mean you shot your load.
Wow.
Jiminy Christmas.
2 for 2.
Excuse
though.
me, sir. Do you happen to have any Grey Poupon?
Yeah, it's the Grey Poupon mustard. They like roll up in the cars. I usually think that was the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, they're next to each other.
Yeah, and they're like in their limos or whatever. And I thought it was hilarious because I didn't know that Grey Poupon was mustard. I just heard the word poop when I was a kid, and I thought it was funny.
What was number 1 on that deal? Was it the Where's the Beef?
Top 10 TV commercials from the 80s that only Gen X would remember. And you already know what number 1 is. Number 10, you know exactly what she's saying right here. Number 9, Mikey likes it.
Go back to
Number 8.
Fast forward to
actually
1.
hear-
See what 1 was. Was it the Where's the Beef?
Sing this with me. Clap on, clap off, the clapper. And then number 1 TV commercial from the 80s that only Gen X would remember. Of course, it's Where's the Beef?
Yeah, it was. Good call. Whoever said
Is that the ravioli one or like the canned like SpaghettiOs one?
No, it was Wendy's.
Wendy's.
Oh, I don't.
Please don't say, Where's the beef?
Oh, the SpaghettiOs or the raviolis one is like beefy.
I don't even remember.
You don't remember that one?
No.
There's a I'm maybe this is because I have Gen X like siblings.
You do have Gen X vibes.
Maybe I have Gen X siblings because some of those are a little old for me. But I don't have the Where's the Beef one.
Do you remember? What happened to me? Oh, there I am. What is going on with my volume?
I don't know. You keep cutting out. I don't know what happened.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Shane, where's our? There I go again.
Our guest is here.
All right. Well, we need to get smarter and ask him about some of these press conference questions.
Let's get to our guest, Zach Peerless from CBS Sports, covering the NFL. Zach, how are we doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good, Z. I'm just curious. We're watching some of these. I'm unapologetically a press conference nerd. I've been that way for 35 years. But is there anything less interesting in terms of like getting guts than early Super Bowl press conferences? Like we've established that these are just going to be bits, right?
There are some things that are more boring than that, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. I actually was just listening to Cooper Kupp, and my goodness, it's like watching paint dry. And you can tell that, like, Cooper Kupp's a good sport. You can tell that he's like, come on, guys, like let's keep it moving here.
Yeah, I my partner here likes to think he can glean a lot of things from press conferences, and I tend to
not Super Bowl press conferences.
Be a little bit more skeptical. Why are the Super Bowl press conferences so much worse than the rest of the year, though? Like, is there a reason for it? Like, I don't really understand it.
I will say that I think that because it's the Super Bowl, there are so many people there who don't normally cover these teams or these players.
Okay.
It's just, especially like for Seattle, they had like they have some local guys, and I don't know a ton about like Cooper Kupp's days at Eastern Washington, for example, but that was a good part of his press conference. So to us, that's not super helpful, but for a guy who's coming from Eastern Washington, like that's an awesome opportunity for him. So I think you get kind of these niche reporters that want 5 minutes of talking to Cooper Kupp about his time at Eastern Washington, but for a larger general larger general public audience, that's probably not the thing they're most focused on. So I'm kind of in the middle. Like I don't blame the Super Bowl for having some tough, not quite as interesting press conferences, because it is a great opportunity for people who don't normally get this access.
And it's such build-up, right? So it's not like a normal game week where you get, like during the regular season. I mean, there's so much pomp and circumstance that goes with it. I would guess that hard-hitting and versatility and like guts, that'd be hard to come by over, an 8-day span.
100%. I do think that you get really good. When you get really good access and really good questions from the beat writers and some of the people who are covering the sport every day, you can find some good stuff in there. You can get some good answers. This Cooper Kupp story I'm working on, Like there's some really good answers about his time with the Rams, but that came obviously in a post-game press conference after they won. So, different press conferences kind of have different levels of insight, and Super Bowl probably the level is not always super high.
It's interesting watching both these coaches, the body language, the perspective. They couldn't be further apart in how they got into football, right? The high school to the analyst to the position coach to head coach for McDonald. And listen, Vrabel was fast-tracked, and there's no doubt about that. But there are similarities when I listen to their attention to detail. When you listen to both these coaches talk and listen to them all year, you can pretty easily see why their teams play the way they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that, I got to see the Patriots when they came down and they beat the Ravens in Baltimore, and you can just see like how much belief and how much former football guy there is in Mike
Yes.
Vrabel. Drake May was telling us that, before the game, he was saying, this is the game that I wish I was, 15 years younger and I could go put the pads on again. Mike McDonald's not really giving you that as much, obviously,
Nope.
but I do think it's interesting. I think that the best teams take a little bit of their character, or maybe even a lot of their character, from their coaches, but they don't have to be their coaches. They just take the best parts of their coaches, and I think that you see that in both of these teams.
So is there, I keep hearing about this, and I kind of are making fun of people a little bit, but this storyline about the rematch from 11 years ago or whatever it is there a storyline in this game that you find particularly interesting?
Oh, that's a good question. I think every storyline is interesting. I think that if there's one that stands out to me more than anything else, I really do think that the idea that you have to build a team around a quarterback one certain way is super overblown. Like, yeah, it's amazing if you can have a quarterback on a rookie contract be super awesome and all of your draft picks work out and you bring in the perfect free agents and everything works out great. That's not really how it works in the NFL, though. You just look at these two teams. Like, the Patriots went 4-13 last year, and they went on a huge spending spree in the offseason. A lot of teams go on huge spending sprees in the offseason. The Patriots hit on the right guys, and that's because they hit on their coach and their GM too. Then you look at the Seahawks. This has been a gradual sort of build. And then you have Sam Darnold, who is on his 5th team now. Like, there's so many different ways to build a team, and there are some basics around that quarterback that you have to have in place. Both guys have, a really good top wide receiver, someone that kind of transcends like the reliable veteran sort of thing. Like Jackson Smith and Jigba, how good is he? Like just uncoverable, really, really good. And then both quarterbacks have they both have really good defenses too. So they're not always chasing games. So I think there's so many different ways to find the quarterback that can get you to the Super Bowl. There's no one specific way, but I'm really interested to see, like, we're either going to have, I think the numbers were Drake May would either be the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl, or Sam Darnold would be the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl playing for the 5th NFL team of his career. So you just see like different ways can work, but you've got to hit on a lot of things around them.
So I'm glad you brought up the Sam Darnold part of that, because I was trying to figure out, and maybe you can help me here, I was trying to sort of slot where a Sam Darnold Super Bowl win would rank on some of the most unlikely quarterbacks to have won a Super Bowl. Everybody thinks Dilfer, right? But I think there's like some.
He's
significantly better than Dilfer.
Yeah,
but like
you guys, Zach, I may have a moment here. I'm going to listen to your answer because I want to be respectful.
I didn't say worst
for Sam Darnold.
I didn't say worst. I said
gets
most.
My blood going.
I said most unlikely. I think of a guy almost like a Kurt Warner, where obviously had a fantastic year and career, but in that moment, almost no one was less likely to win a Super Bowl than Kurt Warner, right? Like, so that's sort of more what I'm talking about than, oh, Trent Dilfer only started half the year and wasn't very good and he won a Super Bowl, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I think going back, like you have, it's interesting. You have to kind of sort out some of the guys who were like injury replacements, like a Nick Foles,
Yeah.
Jeff Hofstetter, stuff like that. Going back, I'm looking right now at the guys.
I mean, he's not Stan Humphries.
Right,
I mean.
right. He's like a good, solid quarterback. But if you said even 2 years ago, before he signed with the Vikings, that Sam Darnold would be starting in a Super Bowl, you'd be stunned. You'd be like, this guy is a backup. This guy is a bust who's going to be a talented backup. I think, geez, I'm trying to go back and look through it. It's almost like most surprising, I think.
Doug Williams, maybe?
Maybe Doug Williams. I was thinking also maybe like Joe Flacco winning a Super Bowl wasn't I think at the time, I don't know if people were like, Joe Flacco is going to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's kind of had like a obviously different career arc, but if you look at his accolades, he has a Super Bowl. He doesn't have any Pro Bowls. Sam Darnold obviously had the Pro Bowl last year, but Joe Flacco had been a solid starting quarterback for a while, nothing super duper special. And then, yeah, he caught fire one postseason. So maybe if Sam Darnold had done this last season, it'd be closer. But I think like Flacco almost in terms of like solid quarterback, probably makes a couple too many mistakes. But then all of a sudden he's a Super Bowl champion. And you're like, how do we evaluate this guy?
I think I'm definitely not going to die on this hill. But like for Darnold, I mean, he had to spend time in New York. I mean, he was a Jet for 3 years. He was in Carolina for 2. He only played the 4 games the second year in Carolina. I just think for whatever it is, I don't know if we pit it against where he was drafted, which is what I really think it is. But for a guy that's thrown for 21K and 123 to 80 touchdowns and interceptions, we talk about this guy like, I don't know. He's clearly, especially his draft grade, like he's an elite level quarterback eval talent. I just give him more of the benefit of the doubt, I think, than most.
Yeah, and I think that if there's anything that you can glean from this, it's that.
I mean, what was his draft grade? He was like a
90.
90. He was like a 98.
Yeah, super talent. Like the arm talent has always been incredible, and I actually have a story coming up about Sam Darnold's kind of journey and what we can learn from it. The biggest thing is like if you look at the things that happened to him in New York, it was a disaster. He came into a organization, right, that was awful. He had a offensive coordinator who had been out of football coaching entirely for 4 years before that, like wasn't taking a little sabbatical coaching his son in high school or anything. He was not coaching football for 4 straight years. All of a sudden he becomes the quarterback's coach and then the offensive coordinator of the Jets. The Jets hired Adam Gase ahead of his second year. The GM who had hired Adam Gase got canned a few months later. So now you have a coach who didn't draft Sam Darnold. You have a GM who didn't even hire the coach now. Like, it was a disaster. The guys he threw to, like, their big acquisition to help him was Le'Veon Bell, who, after sitting out a year, didn't have it anymore. His leading receiver his first 2 years was Jamison Crowder, who I loved prime Jamison Crowder, but if that's your number one guy, you're in a tough spot. So really bad offensive line in front of him. They had no running game. It's obviously you can't take away all of the responsibility from Sam Darnold. He wasn't safe enough with the ball. He wasn't accurate enough. But the surroundings for a young quarterback dropped in New York, you can't have the NFL's worst defense and the NFL's worst skill position players and arguably the NFL's worst offensive line and expect success from a guy who has a big arm, who wants to be adventurous down the field. So I do think you're seeing some of the throws that he makes, some of the downfield throws that he makes. You see that talent that everybody saw when he was coming out of USC.
It's interesting. It's a guy, he's right around an 87 QB yards. He threw, I think, 15 interceptions in New York. Hasn't thrown more than 13 since. Guys that I think are vastly undervalued, like Steve Young. I mean, in 1993, we're going to act like Steve Young didn't throw 16 picks. You know, like I tried to warn everybody. Like, I bristle up a little bit as a historian on the criticism that Darnold gets when there are a lot of great quarterbacks that have had worse years not taking care of the football, and it never comes up.
Right, 100%. I mean, I think the one that does come up the most, Peyton Manning threw 28 interceptions as a rookie. Like,
yeah, Darnold's never thrown more than 15 since
Right.
New York, and no more than 13 since he's gotten out of New York.
Peyton Manning threw 23 interceptions in his 4th year in the NFL and 19 in his 5th year in the NFL. Like, and then guess what? He was one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Like, it happens. The toughest thing is determining, trying to figure out what's wrong with our organization versus what's wrong with our quarterback. I think that a lot of the guys that you mentioned, or, a Steve Young, a Peyton Manning, they had really good organizations, and the Jets have not been a good organization. Have you seen any other quarterbacks succeed there since then? No. So
What about we can stretch you, Zach, because you're really smart.
Oh.
Have you seen anything what's going on with the Jets in their front office in terms of what's happening this year with a coach that they re-signed to play the long game, but they've yet gutted the staff? Is this a Glenn thing? Is this a Jets thing? Like, what are we doing?
That organization is so difficult to understand because it just seems like there's the football side, there's the owner side, and then the owner wants to be in the football side, but say that he's not in the football side. I think The Athletic had a story come out about how his kids were helping him determine whether he should make trades based on Madden ratings. Like, it is just a disaster all over the place. Like, when that story came out, I just, I grew up as a Washington fan, and I remember all these stories would come out about how Dan Snyder would meddle in the football side of things when this guy was never a football guy. That's not his thing. It's just every offseason, it's something different. There's, the quarterback and the coach aren't aligned, or the coach is fighting for his job, so he tries desperately to plug in a quarterback that's not a good fit. Now you have the coordinator turnover, and I don't know why it took so long to get the offensive coordinator out of there. So it's a mess. It's a Jets thing. I have a friend who's a Jets fan, and I would always kind of say, they did a good job at the trade deadline, this, that, the other thing. Every time I look, it's like it's one step forward, 2 steps back.
Let me ask you something about quarterbacks in general because of that symbiotic relationship from a leadership standpoint, right? We saw Stafford change his trajectory with, once leaving Detroit, and he's definitely not alone. So I give you guys and they're different, but they're the same, right? Kirk Cousins, a guy, redid his deal in Atlanta, could be a good fit somewhere. He probably belongs in the same discussion as maybe an Aaron Rodgers, injured, older, more experienced. But then there are these guys that are kind of under contract, but their teams aren't really enamored with them, like a Geno Smith, and Dak Prescott considerably the best of this bunch. Or yesterday, I'm listening to all these podcasts about Kyler Murray. Could he be on the move and what that would cost? Tua Tagovailoa, could he be on the move? Is a change of scenery good? Is there any quarterbacks out there that you're looking at and you're thinking either whether it's a 1-year stopgap, a 2-year different coaching eye, or a young guy that just needs a change of scenery? Is there anybody out there that interests you? Is there a Baker Mayfield story?
Yeah, or is there like a Sam Darnold story?
A Sam Darnold story, yeah.
I think, and it's hard for me to say this because I don't love his style of play, but Kyler Murray is too talented for this to be like I hate being this guy has so much talent. I hate the word potential. There are a few exceptions that I'll make, and there are times when you see Kyler Murray play and you like what he does. He does so many things I don't like, but he's one of these guys I just can't quit. I feel like some of the advanced numbers actually weren't as down on him as kind of the general sentiment was this year. He was not a good fit for that offense. I do think there's still something there. And then I'll give you another name that I hadn't thought about a ton until I was looking at the free agent guys. I think Malik Willis has a shot.
Yeah, he's going to
be,
come up.
Yeah, I think he has a shot to be. When we talk about having good surroundings, Green Bay gives you
He looked
great
good with
surroundings.
LaFleur, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Looked really good. Was able to expand his game in terms of under center work, as a runner, really as a thrower. Like, you could do a lot worse if you wanted to sign, kind of like the Justin Fields deal in New York, which obviously did not do well. But could see Malik Willis getting like 2 years and $40 million, with the first year kind of being the bigger one and the second one kind of being, a throwaway year where if it doesn't go well the first year, you can move on. I think that there's a chance Tennessee was really a disaster, and it was a disaster for Will Levis after him, and it's just been a bad place kind of since, for the past several years. But I do think that a year in Green Bay, kind of like, people forget Sam Darnold spent a year in San Francisco, where obviously you have a great offensive mind there. I think Malik Willis could be a guy that I'm intrigued by.
So let me ask you about a guy. This is sort of a weird deep cut.
By the way, Zach, I'm glad you actually gave Kyler Murray some love, because I'm probably the only guy in Omaha, Nebraska that does this show every day that talks about Kyler Murray as much as I do. But I'm a Steelers fan. So I constantly have one eye on all success stories. Like these quarterback change of scenery, get me a new vantage point thing interests me.
Yeah. Steelers, they could maybe use a guy who likes to run around a little bit back there.
26 mil though.
Let me ask you this, Zach. In terms of you brought up a couple of situations that I think remind me of this guy. I'm curious what you think of his ability to maybe have a comeback. You brought up Darnold's stopgap year in San Francisco. The guy they have right now as the backup to Brock Purdy had some success early, spent a stopgap year in San Francisco, didn't play terrible, played better than not terrible when Brock Purdy was out. Is there any appetite for a Mac Jones resurgence somewhere in the NFL?
Not
the thing that, and I think you're spot on. I thought Mac Jones played really well this year. I think that I kind of put starting quarterbacks into one of two boats. There are so many ways that you can divide them up, but there are guys who I think uplift the things around them and guys who are uplifted by the things around them. So that, that first tier is really your superstars. And then most of the guys, like, I think a Kirk Cousins is kind of like the top of the is uplifted by the things around him. Like, he can make some plays. Yes, he can go win you a game or two. But in general, like, you're going to see his best play when he's in a really, really good situation. I think Mac Jones can be Kirk Cousins light, and you can take that how you want. I don't love him in a place. He's got to go to a place where there's a good running game, where there's a good infrastructure.
For sure.
You saw the difference between him and Brock Purdy, especially kind of producing big plays. But Mac Jones could be like I think a solid floor guy with enough around him. I think the difference that you see is when Brock Purdy has to be a little bit adventurous down the field, he can be that. Mac Jones kind of isn't as much there. So there can be some games where Mac Jones plays fine and you scored 10 points because he just doesn't elevate that much. So Mac Jones, could he start somewhere next year? Sure. I think that Mac Jones is one of those guys where you know what you're getting from him, and you're probably saying Mac Jones is our starter in 26, and we're looking at a quarterback in 27.
Okay, so let me ask you this. We'll try and appease my partner here, the Steelers fan. If I'm looking at the quarterback market and I'm going, okay, Mac Jones probably isn't it because I don't have enough of what you
He
just
can't move. He'd be a disaster in
described
Pittsburgh.
around him,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Noodle him.
So we've got Malik Willis, who we brought up. We got Kyler Murray, who we brought up. Is there anybody else that you look at as options for a franchise like the Steelers?
Geno Smith signed the extension. I don't want him in Pittsburgh. I'm just curious to think about guys like that.
Let's throw Geno Smith in there where they're probably drafted Mendoza, so he's likely available.
Although that's going to be a mistake, but that's a different discussion.
That's a whole other thing. If you're let's say use just Pittsburgh as an example, because I don't think they want to bring back an octogenarian at quarterback, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who are you looking? Who are you looking at as a potential reclamation project that you're like, that could maybe make sense there?
I think there are going to be a lot of options, especially because this quarterback class after Mendoza is not super duper inspiring. Honestly, of all the options, I would say Malik Willis, because I think I kind of was hoping for the Steelers to go in a little bit of a different direction in terms of, hey, like, not having a losing season isn't the most important thing. But I think Malik Willis gives you the best chance of, like, we could still, there's still some more toothpaste in the tube in terms of his development. He's young enough so that he could be the answer, but also if he's not, again, he could be out of here in a year. And if if he struggles and we somehow don't win 9 games or whatever it is like they do every year, we can reset and we can have Mike McCarthy coach up a new young quarterback. So if I had to play matchmaker, I don't know if I'd want to take as big a leap as Kyler Murray, but Malik Willis could be, the ownership has said they don't envision tanking. They don't envision purposely losing. They still have a solid roster. I think Malik Willis would probably be my pick there.
Let me ask you something, Zach, and I keep bringing him up because I think he rubs I don't know what his relationship is with management and the ownership, but there are a couple of guys that say some interesting things. I listen to Dak all the time. I think his leadership is unquestioned. He handles chaos, and it's very unstable in Dallas in terms of the messages, but he's almost unflappable when he takes the podium. I look at a guy like Joe Burrow, uber talented. I know the family real well, kind of socially not his thing, going through some other things off the field, hasn't been healthy. I only use those 2 quarterbacks to say, is there a guy that's currently under contract with a team that you think, you know what? It's been so strange with their tenure, I could see them on the move. Who's more likely to move? Prescott? Burrow? Is there somebody else that you think? I'll get to Knicks and Denver in a second, but is there an established guy that you think could quietly be on the move?
So if we're like parsing out for like no Murray, no Tua, these guys who we are kind of
they'll move, right? I mean,
right. So trying to think of guys who maybe don't fall into those categories. The Burrow, I love Joe Burrow. I appreciate that he shoots it straight, and I appreciate him saying at the end of the year, like, something has to change. The tough thing is the Bengals don't really seem to want to change. Like, they are so conservative with their contracts.
Why they brought back Zach Taylor, probably?
Yeah, exactly. They don't want to pay multiple coaches, even if you have a millionaire or billionaire owner. They don't want to pay multiple coaches a few $1 million here or there. I think that's a tough one. I'm going through the quarterbacks right now.
Would it shock you if Dak was on the move?
That would shock me. Their offense is, I think, their offense was excellent this year, and that wasn't their issue. I'd also shock me if a year after they moved Micah Parsons, they moved Dak Prescott. I don't really know if I see one. It'd be like, I mean, he's not under contract, but Daniel Jones is a name that's really interesting to me because he's a free agent. It seems like he should be back in Indianapolis, but what have we really seen from him? We got a half of a really good year, And other than that, we got one okay year in New York, and all of a sudden he's going to sign some big contract with Indianapolis. I think that's going to be an interesting one. I know he's a free agent, but it's kind of looking like he comes back to Indianapolis. Indianapolis has backed itself into a corner because it doesn't have any draft picks after the Sauce Gardner trade. So they're depending on Daniel Jones. I think that'll be kind of an interesting one. I know he's technically not under contract, but it seems like he's Indianapolis. But what if he's not? What if Indy says, hey, we're going to try to be the next Malik Willis destination or the next, Kyler Murray or something like that? Like, I'm kind of interested there because I have seen the good of Daniel Jones and I've seen the really bad of Daniel Jones, and I think he's still closer to just a guy.
Is Steichen closer to being like Ben? Is he a Ben Liam guy, or is he closer to being like McDaniel?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm pretty in on Steichen, actually.
Me too.
I think he's pretty good. I think they've been let down by their GM a few times, and he is still there, Chris Ballard. I think that's a tough one. I'm still pretty in on Steichen. I think he's a very good floor raiser. You've seen him win with a lot of different quarterbacks.
Sorry, I want to go back to Pittsburgh here, not to just pick on DB, but is
no offense taken.
You mentioned that you thought they might go a different direction than like a Mike McCarthy type. Is there a sense? I think a lot of Pittsburgh fans look at McCarthy as not as good as Mike Tomlin. Is there a sense in your
or not enough of a variation?
Yeah, I would say, which is it to you, that he's not an upgrade or that he's actually worse? Because I'm looking at these two guys and their career resumes are, I think, way more similar than maybe we realize.
They're very similar.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue is that they're not different enough. I think Mike McCarthy could be fine in Pittsburgh, and guess what Pittsburgh's been for the last half decade? They've been fine. Like that is what they've been. They have a super high floor. Mike McCarthy brings you a high floor, and at the end of the day, you don't hang banners for high floor teams. There's no banner that reads 10-7. There's no banner that reads made the playoffs. Actually, there might be a playoff banner, but it's just those things. At some point, it goes from a point of pride to a point of like other people like to make fun of it because that's all that you have. So I think it's more that it's not different enough. I know that, there was a time where people thought maybe Chris Shula was a big name there in that coaching search. Chris Shula might not have cut it as a head coach, but wouldn't you like to see them try to see if he can? Wouldn't you like them try to see if they can find, their past hires had been these young defensive guys, and they had made it work for the last 50 years. So I don't know. It's not an inspiring hire, and it's not a risky hire. And sometimes you have to be a little bit more willing to take a risk.
All right, I'm gonna get you out on this because I think I can kill two birds in one stone. Because I like how you're a deep thinker. So, the coaching carousel happened, and there's still some openings. Obviously, I'm not necessarily winners and losers, but guys you think did a really good job in the hiring process. And last year I said this, and it came back to bite me because Daniel Jones got hurt. I said Daniel Jones was the best non-sexy free agent acquisition in football. Is there a coordinating job that you think has flown under the radar that will maybe supersede who's been hired as a head coach, or as the head coaches, the headliners in terms of the coaching carousel?
This is my biggest winner, and it's not even close, is the Chargers getting Mike McDaniel. I am a huge fan of what he did as a play caller and play designer in Miami. I understand that they had issues on the Monday through Saturday side of things, but on Sunday you could get creative. This is a team that invested almost nothing in the trenches and had one of the best running games all year.
And get 2 Pro Bowl caliber guys back this year if healthy.
Yup, 100%. I think that, I did a big piece on Justin Herbert and, how much is he to blame for the lack of playoff wins. He has been in, the bad situation versus the bad quarterbacking in the postseason. I think Mike McDaniel's going to get the most out of Justin Herbert. It might take a few weeks. It might take a year. I think that what he does as a play designer and a play caller, and both of those things are really important because you can have a bunch of great plays, but if you don't call them at the right time, it doesn't really work. I'm really interested in that, and I think that it can be really an outstanding fit in terms of diversifying that passing game. Greg Roman, he's a guy who, think about Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. He was good. He was exciting under Greg Roman. To take the next step, he needed a more diverse, more interesting, to be honest, passing game. And that's what Mike McDaniel is going to bring. So I'm really in on that hire there. I also, if I had to give one, as a big fan of a coaching hire, I think that Clint Kubiak's a good hire for the Raiders.
I think the Steelers would have held out a little bit.
Yeah, I think that he, I like the idea of his offense helping a young quarterback. I like the idea of them being willing. You can't have this team is in complete rebuild mode and our coach is 73 years old like they tried to do this year. It was a disaster. I know Pete Carroll's the youngest 73-year-old in the history of the world, but it just didn't work. So I can applaud that they are going to take their medicine for all the mistakes they made this year, and they're going to go with a younger guy. So yeah, I think McDaniel as top coordinator hire, and then I like Clint Kubiak with the Raiders, and I am hoping very much that the Raiders say, hey, you're going to get a long leash here. We realize it is in a tough spot. We're giving you, all the time that you need.
That is Zach Peerless. Great stuff there from CBS Sports. Zach, thanks so much for your time.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Get it.
Good stuff there from Zach Peerless of CBS Sports.
I'm hoping the Raiders do that too.
I wouldn't have been upset if Kubiak would have gone to Pittsburgh, if Khan would have said out loud, hey, we need offensive renovation.
Sure.
Our defensive guys were old. We've committed a ton of money. We don't really need that there, but he's such a stark contrast.
Yeah.
From what that organization embodies. It was kind of that was kind of the downside to Shula too.
Doesn't really seem like
you want a young innovator in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like an organization that is going to stretch itself much in terms of how they want to operate.
Yeah,
that's just the vibe they give off. I mean, I don't know.
I think 4 coaches in my life.
Was Tomlin that way?
So, Tomlin was interesting because he kind of broke the mold. His dad was a football coach. He never played. The brief stint between position coach and coordinator, it gives me McDonald vibes.
Sure, kind of a quick rise.
Yeah, but remember, I'm the guy that compared McCarthy to Payton forever. I wasn't the only guy. I'm just saying, this isn't my first mental exercise with Mike McCarthy, and it didn't have anything to do with the Steelers. I was like, we love Payton, and we're offering draft picks to get his coaching prowess, but he's just Mike McCarthy.
I also
that's where that comp came from, and I didn't even get to the debacle with what's going on with Bo Nix and Sean Payton,
and the offensive coordinator, and that's a weird situation.
How does that happen?
That thing went off the rails.
But I mean, everybody says Payton is like that.
Kind of hard to work for.
Dude, his OC said he was just in one of his moods.
Yeah, that's why he got fired. Yeah, just in one of his moods. That guy you want to work for?
What?
That a guy you want to play for?
How about your quarterback calling his own presser?
Yeah, that's also very strange.
Bo Nix called his own presser to set the record straight.
Yeah, that was not a Broncos endorsed press conference.
Selfish.
It's weird. That situation is way weirder than people are giving it credit for right now. The thing that I look at, the funny thing with McCarthy.
Amazing, Daniel. We've had coaches really, really close to home, position coaches actually cry in their position meeting rooms too. So I'm not going to throw stones.
I think I'm just going to keep moving on.
I want to throw him under the bus so bad.
I think the interesting thing about McCarthy is he's won a Super Bowl more recently than both Payton and Tomlin. It's close, but he's the most recent of the three. His winning percentage is almost identical. His playoff winning percentage is almost identical. And the longer this thing goes on, I mean, not that his career is over, but the idea of Aaron Rodgers as like that type of a guy is over. The more head coaches that Aaron Rodgers has kind of played with and not won Super Bowls with, I think we have to sort of flip the narrative of, because it used to be, how did McCarthy only win one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers? And now it's like, Mike McCarthy is the only guy to win a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. To me, like that has to matter at some point, doesn't it? Does that make, you get what I'm saying?
I get the analogy. I don't love the only as the definitive, because Rodgers was in a bad New York franchise, and he got hurt.
Sure.
He was never going to win there.
But like, we all think LaFleur is a really good coach, right?
Yeah.
And he couldn't get it done with Rodgers either,
I mean,
at a really high level of his career still.
LaFleur's going to get Willis paid.
For sure. So, I mean, like that
So
matters a little bit too, doesn't it?
yeah, let me ask you something.
Sure.
Of three guys that may not finish with their respective teams.
Okay. I'm mentally prepared.
Dak Prescott.
Okay.
Joe Burrow.
Maybe it's a 3 or 4.
No. I forgot what I was going to say now, Shane.
Out of three guys, Prescott, Burrow, that may not end up with the same teams.
Kyler Murray in the next 2 years. You're right, Jeff. He's no longer there. Wait a minute. That can't be. Oh, I almost mistook it for Snedley Carr. Yeah. He's
Out of the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Those three guys. What's the question? Who do I want?
No.
Okay.
More likely to have changed addresses.
Well, Kyler.
Burrow's going to be the free agent the fastest.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kyler changes this offseason. Like, I think Kyler is not playing for the Cardinals next year. So,
even with LaFleur?
Yeah,
It's pretty smart.
I think this is a fresh start situation for Arizona.
Because I think they brought Taylor back to keep Burrow.
Yeah, but that's not sustainable, right? Like, I mean, they have to win this year.
I don't know. They're a mess.
And
they're going to move on from their best defensive player.
Well, and Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Well, he's a free agent, right? Yeah, I mean, they're not.
I don't know, Haas. If Burrow can force his way out.
Yeah.
Now, Cincinnati can say no.
But yeah, you might end up with a stalemate there a little bit.
I don't know.
I don't think Murray is on. I don't think Murray
don't think
is
the
on the
Steelers
Cardinals.
would move off of Watt.
For Burrow?
Just in a trade package.
I'm going to be honest. There's almost no one on outside of existing really good quarterbacks. There's almost no one on any team in the league that I wouldn't move for Burrow. Yeah, I mean, you know how highly I think of him.
Yeah, it's going to take 2 firsts in trade capital.
Yeah, that's like there's whatever you want that I have. If I don't have a quarterback, you can have it. Because you're not decimating a whole, like, if I've got a good offensive line, you're not getting 5 offensive linemen for them, right? Like, that's not how that works.
Yeah, but Cincinnati has to understand something. And I'm not saying they're a super smart franchise or anything, because
they have not been.
They have not been. But they're not going to turn around Joe Burrow's formidable years.
Right. No, for sure.
Like, you just have to resign yourself that you will have wasted his talents. You went to your Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. You're not going back.
No. It's honestly very much like a Giannis situation right now with the Bucks. There is no path forward for the Bucs to be competitive.
No. The Bucs have won championships, though.
I'm saying right now, where they're at right now.
Yeah, they've maximized.
Yes,
if
they are
that's
not
your- if
going
that's your-
back to
if
their
that's
height.
your analogy,
They're not going back to the height they had with Giannis. There is no path forward to them being competitive again with Giannis.
Yeah, the Jets. So the Bengals. They typically don't want to waste money. You brought your coach back because you didn't want to make the change, and maybe it was a
financial,
peace deal
maybe it was
it was a peace deal for JB, but you're not going back to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. For sure. There is no version of this that.
So at what point do you do something different?
That's what I mean. You just basically tear it down and get assets. Get as many assets as possible, right? Like that's the option right now, right?
Kyler Murray would have 8 suitors right now.
I believe that. That's because there's not a very good quarterback play in the
Burrow would have 20.
More than that, I think.
No, I'm thinking of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league.
Okay.
Let's say 22. You're splitting hairs, but
okay, whatever. Yeah, I think everybody that does not have an established superstar quarterback takes Burrow.
Yeah.
Whatever that number is. Yes, I agree.
Let's say 20 to 22.
Yeah, whatever the number is. I think if you're okay, I don't want to be. If you're Philadelphia,
so you know the third quarterback that I forgot to ask,
Jalen Hurts
was Hurts.
Yeah,
that was the third quarterback.
Yeah,
more likely to not be with their addresses in the next 2 years. Hurts, Burrow, or Prescott. Hurts was the one I forgot.
I still well. So if you're taking Murray out of the equation, that becomes a much more interesting question to me.
I was just thinking established guys.
In that case, I think it's Burrow is most likely to not.
Are you watching Hurts bit at the Pro Bowl?
Dude, I don't know what to do with Hurts. You know I'm not a Hurts guy, so everything he does, like
I know bugs you.
So like it's hard for me to be objective there. But if let's say you're the Eagles right now, and
Goff is interesting.
The Bengals say, hey, give us Hurts and a bunch of draft capital and maybe one of your defensive linemen, and you can have Joe Burrow. Do you do that if you're the Eagles?
That's tough.
So give me Hurts, one of your defensive linemen, and 2 firsts.
You got to take. I mean, is he going to redo the deal?
Sure.
Because Hurts
or Burrow?
Murray has the stickiest deal. Burrow makes the most.
Yeah.
But Burrow is the best of the available. Although you guys sleep on Dak. Dak's pretty good.
Dak is really good. I will take Burrow over Dak, though.
No, I get it.
You also know I am enamored with Burrow.
I don't think Dallas moves off of Dak, but Dallas has like 1 year. Because you're going to have to re-sign Pickens. So
yeah.
I mean, you're going to have a couple $100 million wide receivers.
Also, the narrative with Jerry Jones around Dak got super weird this year, too.
Yeah.
Where they were like, well, we paid Dak, and that didn't work out.
Dak cleaned it up. Like, I like Dak's leadership.
I think Dak is underrated.
Said all of the right things.
Yeah, that doesn't mean he doesn't feel some kind of way.
And
publicly, he did it very well.
And listen, Dallas has got to redo Pickens' deal.
Yeah.
And Pickens is going to make the case for top 5 highest paid wide receivers in football. And you already have CD Lamb.
Yeah. Not going to pay Micah Parsons, though. Don't want to do that. It's a bad idea. Why would you want to pay defensive players?
I'm just saying.
No, it's fine. It's an interesting.
I get why you don't want to draft Josh. I'll take him, though.
Yeah, you can have him. Listen, I'll make the argument, and you guys will kill me for it.
I'm not. I'm off of it. Josh has been. He gets me too.
I will make the argument.
Like he's Team DB.
We've been pretty nice to each other today, but I will make
just one day.
There's
365 of those in a year.
I know.
You're one bad statement away from getting murdered.
I will make the argument that physically, Trevor Lawrence is more talented than Joe Burrow. I don't even feel
that's not even a question.
I don't even feel like I don't even feel like I have to think about that.
Jibbs, it's not the choice though, because he said, "Would you take Lamb or Pickens?" You're already pot committed to CD.
Yeah, you've already got that money's there.
And Pickens,
you're just gonna let him walk.
And I called my shot, so thank you. When I said Pickens will flourish in Dallas,
you can't just let him walk.
Yeah, they're in a bind,
right? Like that's not happening.
They can't stop a nosebleed.
Ain't that right, Bart?
DJ, that's not even a question. Lawrence is physically more impressive than Joe Burrow.
I 100% agree.
That
with
is
you.
not even a conversation.
And a talent eval, if those guys went to a combine, it's not even.
If you've
close.
never seen either of them play a football game before, and you're just going off a talent eval, Lawrence blows almost everybody in the league out of the water.
Yeah,
There's like a handful of guys in
so
his
like
neighborhood.
the 3 highest quarterback ratings at pre-draft.
Yes.
Lawrence, Luck, and Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Yes.
Like those are the top 3.
Yes. People look at the results and they're like, "Oh, Lawrence sucks." That's fine. He's one of the most talented physically quarterbacks to come into the league.
I do agree with that too.
No, that's 100% correct.
I do agree with
I'm talking
that, though.
about physical talent.
Yeah.
I will take Joe Burrow over almost everybody in the league. Like there are 2 or 3 guys I'm not taking Joe Burrow over. Lawrence physically.
Does Burrow get T. Higgins? Because I'm just going to let you know with expected catches and targets, T. Higgins is top 4 receivers
T. Higgins
in
is
the
a monster.
league. If you're an analytics nerd.
But DJ, your exact point there, Joe's the killer and Lawrence isn't. That's why the physical doesn't matter between the two.
I don't know if they franchise. So here's the thing, Cape.
He doesn't seem like a guy that would do well on a franchise
That's
tag.
what I would. Dude, that's a good.
Like,
were you in my head? So, and Cape, he's a Steelers guy, so he's familiar with Pickens. I don't think Pickens is a guy you can franchise. Some guys are cool with that, and they'll rock with you.
You know who?
I can't see Pickens being like, "Yeah, man, tag me." That dude's gonna want his money.
DJ, I understand measurables can't tell the whole story. We were very specifically talking about measurables, though. Like, we gotta keep up here a little bit. No, I agree. Pickens
isn't gonna play the Jerry Jones game where you slow play me.
Yeah,
like Pickens will talk crazy.
Well, and if you talk crazy about him the way he was about Parsons or Prescott, like he will choose violence.
I just don't. Like, I want to go back to the Burrow thing because I don't want you to think that's a hot take.
I don't. When Murray was in the discussion, that was a different thing. When it's Jalen Hurts, we're having a different conversation because those 3 guys are all 3 guys that I think on the surface you go, oh, they wouldn't move off of them.
They can't protect Burrow.
No, not at all.
You can't stop a Bart Scott nosebleed.
Can't wait.
You're gonna.
They can't stop a nosebleed.
Like Burrow is not dumb. He's super.
He's really bright.
Family, like
really bright.
Super smart. He knows it's like either I really love the game and I'm just gonna go out and try to stack stats. Because I'm not gonna be able to play for championships.
Also, you don't think he's not tired of just getting his head beat in every week because he doesn't have a single soul to protect him?
Anybody can be beat.
Like. I sit here and I go, like, I understand the Jamar Chase is awesome thing. You know who would be really useful right now? Penei Sewell. You know who'd be really useful right now? Any functional NFL offensive lineman. Like, you think he wants to keep doing that?
I mean, I'm with you.
See you in Pittsburgh.
So, like,
and Shane, because I love you and I treat you like family, you better pray that the Raiders don't draft Mendoza. Because I'm just telling you, he ain't it.
I'm not a Mendoza guy as an NFL prospect. I think he.
Like, what is paying Jamar Chase got the Bengals?
Not a thing.
You kept T. Higgins around.
Not a thing.
You're going to have to move off of your best defensive player.
Yep. This
is prime Burrow.
Who plays one of the few positions you actually should pay.
This is prime Burrow.
There's like 3 positions if you have an elite guy that it will never hurt you to pay. Quarterback, elite. I'm talking about not the guys that get mad at them paying. I'm talking about elite.
I got one and you're not going to say it.
D end or pass rusher, offensive tackle. I'm going to add one. I also think if you're an elite corner, it is worth paying.
I think a kicker is worth paying.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
I know you roll your eyes.
No, I don't roll my.
You get me a guy that can drop hammer from 60 and in. Pay that guy.
Here's the only problem that I have with kickers. Is some of them are awesome for years at a time and then just completely stop making
Well,
kicks.
I mean, there's the whole mental thing. They keep showing this guy getting his hairpiece knocked off. We're going on like a week of this. And he took it off.
It's like 2 days. This happened over the weekend. I'm just saying, and I get that he had some other things going on, but Justin Tucker just woke up one day and couldn't make kicks anymore.
No, I know.
He was the best. He's the best to ever do it.
It's not popular and it's not cool, but I would pay an elite kicker whatever. And these are coaches now that don't even like just taking the points. But,
so that's why they're not going to pay a kicker, because they're going for all 4th down anyway.
No, they're dumb. They'll do it now. Hey, Sean McDermott doesn't have a job.
Yep.
Neither does Harbaugh.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys that should have. Shoot, Payton is arguing with his quarterback. Behind the scenes because they can't make kicks.
You know the funniest thing about Harbaugh? Special teams coordinator.
Oh, I know.
That's the funniest part about Harbaugh.
By the way, if there's ever a team that can get a number 1 pick for a Heisman winner and make it a bust, it'd be the Raiders.
Yep. I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah,
I just don't think you draft Mendoza 1 because don't fall into that trap.
I am not. I think he was really good in college. I don't know what to do with him as an NFL prospect. I think if he's in other classes, we're not having this conversation about him as a number 1 overall pick.
Well, I mean, you can't. I mean, yeah, but you can't go back and get that.
No, but I mean, this is the thing that frustrates me about teams drafting, right? Just because
be a fascinating draft, like just pick a D lineman or a rush in, you should be good.
That,
I mean,
agreed,
pretty deep.
Agreed, but
the Raiders need a quarterback though.
Just because he's the best quarterback this year doesn't mean he's a good quarterback. You know what I mean? Like Kenny Pickett was the best quarterback one year.
Yeah.
Like there's.
I see what you did there.
I wasn't trying to be mean. He's just the worst one I could think of right off the top of my head.
Dumb.
Like there's not good quarterbacks every year. You can't just say, well, he's the best quarterback. Got to take him 1-1.
Yeah, and if he's not your franchise quarterback, then don't take one.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. That's why I bring up in other years he wouldn't be in this conversation, is because if he's not in the conversation in other years, then you probably shouldn't take him this year either, especially if there's better options at other positions that are valuable, like rush end or D end. Pretty valuable position, right? Lots of options there. And I would have to do some research. I would guess a much higher hit rate than at quarterback. Like, don't get me wrong, there's been some famous busts on.
And we'll get to this because I love the draft.
Yeah.
But I saw a couple guys yesterday on their podcast that gave Love the Ashton Genty grade.
Really? Mm-hmm. I like Jeremiah Love a lot.
And I mean,
but I don't know.
He's
really, really good. I
can't wait to see his numbers. Dude,
would he test that?
Teddy and like those guys just talk about him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So I have a hard time because Love fits my eye better than Genty does.
Could go to the Saints at 9. What'd the Raiders take Genty at, Shane?
It was early.
No bleep.
I don't remember.
I'll look it up for you.
Because they got the tight end at 12 or 11. Like, what'd they get Genty at?
We'll find it here. You know I'm a good Googler, so just give me a minute.
Oh, you're fat fingering that thing, man. Just type like a normal person.
6th.
Yeah, Love's going in the top 10. So it's a very similar grade.
I like Love's style aesthetically better than Genty's, so it's hard for me to be objective.
Yeah, I
also worry about
I kind of hated on Genty, so
I
could end up being wrong, but I don't like
I worry about Genty's workload coming in. Like he carried the ball a lot coming into the pros, which is not typically a great sign, unless you're like a freak show like Adrian Peterson, and it just doesn't matter because you're a once in a generation type of talent and running back. But
we went the whole show without talking about Josh Martin going back to Liberty.
Saw that. You think special teams might be a topic tomorrow? No?
Yeah, I think it will.
I think you think the sky is going to be falling now again?
I don't know, man.
Do you well, let me ask this.
I just want to watch spring ball.
Let me ask this. Do you think people had got, because I don't think we got here, but maybe we did. Do you think we had gotten to the point, because this is a very It's a very fan thing, but especially Nebraska fan thing to do. Do you think we had gotten to the point where we had been like, okay, I'm over the Eckler thing. I'm all in on Josh Martin. Like, had we gotten to that point yet in our coping mechanisms?
No.
I don't think so either. So I don't think it's going to ring the same way some of these other ones have. No. I think we're still coping with the Eckler thing.
All right. Brett Maher, come on down. No, I'm just playing.
Are you?
Let that shit sink in.
Don't you coach special teams?
Let that bleep sink in. Hey, let it sink in, Shane.
Let that shit sink in.
What's sinking?
That's a good pull.
It's better to shit in the sink than to sink in the shit.
What on earth?
He likes babies.
Apparently.
These guys are awful young.
I'm ready to go another hour. I don't know about you.
Shane, don't
Hey,
even give that.
we
You're going to
being
start playing the music at 10:02, being like, hey, wrap it up, homie.
We need to make an executive decision too, Shane, because I know you're terrified of Jess, but she's on tomorrow for our National Women in Sports Day. We talk to her every week anyway. But Dr. Elza has volunteered to come in studio.
Oh, has she? That'd be terrific.
She said, hey, I'm back in town. Do you want me to come in studio?
Is Jess on the schedule?
She isn't yet because Shane is a gump. But
like Bubba?
Yeah. Do we have Dr. Elza is intimidating.
I think we should have her in studio. Let's do it.
Dude, she's a genius.
Why not? I know. I like her. That's why I asked for her.
I know. I'm well aware.
I'm enamored. Like I'm a big fan.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Okay.
I just like there's something going on there. I just like
Yeah, she fits your personality traits.
kind of like stands on business, like gets stuff done. Like I
0 F's given.
I kind of
She's gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Like, hey, it doesn't.
You did ask for her.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by like the role she plays, and you know what it is. I think part of it.
This ought to be good.
This is I'm probably being too honest here. She has the type of job that I want, where it's like a little ambiguous, but it's just like, hey, people need.
You're the fixer.
Yes, people need some much. Dr. Els will take care of it.
Okay.
I
ask her about that tomorrow. See if it stresses her out.
I imagine. Well, I'm sure it does.
Dude, I was watching her at the bowl game. I was floored. I mean, just a headache.
I feel like Rule just like sends her a message. It's like, hey, we need this, and this done. She's like, I got you. That's the vibe that I get.
Yeah. You want that kind of pressure?
Well, it's not pressure, man. It's just football.
Pressure's a privilege.
It's just, I'm not doing brain surgery over here. Like, I think it's going to be okay.
Here today, going tomorrow.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'll talk to her.
I'll take my chances with, like, pressure comes in different forms.
So I have a feeling we won't be doing much talking tomorrow. We'll do a lot of learning.
Yeah, we got to learn ourselves a little bit. Got to become educated. But yeah, it's National Girls and Women's in Sports Day. So we'll talk to Dr. Elza. We'll talk to Jess if Shane can figure out how to get her on the schedule. We'll also have our regulars, Brian Christopherson. And
so I don't get fined.
Exactly.
Shane would hate Dr. Elza's job.
Shane would get whooped by Dr. Elza. Zero question in my head. Listen, I raised my hand in public around her.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Excuse me.
I think she likes me for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't.
I don't know. We don't really talk about this job.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Maybe that's just part of my irrational confidence. I think everybody likes me a little bit.
And then Shane, on National Signing Day, did you get held locked up?
Yeah, he's on.
Okay.
There we go.
Shane's acting like he's terrified over there. This dude's got like a little yellow puddle.
Yeah, we need to get out of here.
See, told you.
You're like Bella sitting in a little puddle, scared because you tinkled.
I had an accident.
She's a G, though.
What did I say? 10:02. He's saying going out. He goes 3 more minutes. He's like, I'm tapping out.
Yeah, it's getting hectic.
He's like, I can't do it.
His crush is going to be on, and then
we don't.
Intimidator's going to be on.
We don't have a clock. We can go as long as we want, Shane.
He's like, man, I'm out.
He's like, I'm cutting this thing off, whether you guys keep talking or not. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be back tomorrow with Hurrdat Sports Live. Don't forget, make sure you call our friends. We talked about it earlier. Make sure you call our friends over at Next Gen Mayo Medical. They've got you covered no matter what you need to get feeling like yourself once again. Give them a call, 402-614-9700. You going to get back on Wednesdays?
Oh, yeah. No, so this week I'm Thursday. Then next week I can go back to Wednesday.
Are you actually going to go in on Thursday this week?
I like Wednesdays, though.
Are you going to actually go in on Thursday this week?
Yes,
though?
I was supposed to have lunch, but there's now a funeral in Louisiana. So the
Okay.
guy that I was having lunch with is going to be in Baton Rouge.
All right, so you're going to go to
yes.
you're going to go next gen.
Yeah.
Then you can get back on Wednesdays.
So if you want to loiter and be like, hey, what are you taking? I'll be on it next gen.
We'll be back tomorrow with more Hurrdat Sports Live.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.